This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, freaks? Alright, well, we are now on day number 6 of the month. I wasn't able, there's no show earlier today, so the entire night tonight we gotta have a normal night so we can keep up the pace. Yesterday kind of made up for a little bit of some of the other days, but we'll see how it goes. But we're at 0 right now, so let's see. That's right. That's right. That's me. Yep, not even sure where to start here, but thank you, Scouting Dude. Okay, not really sure which one to start with. I'm gonna start with the 3 teenage. I made a short video on it today, but this is the 3 teenage murders. I have the full press conference here. The links in the description. It was, I always consider press conferences to be sort of open because they're, you're trying to get information out there, and not everybody is there, so you got to be able to, especially when they're officials. It's not like something where you had a guest on and you put a piece together. Thank you, Simple Life Days. And there's Danielle, just about ready to she's modeling the hat, the, what do you call it, the beanie that I have. It's pretty cool. Let's see, where is it? See, oh wait, hold on, let me get, I think this is a good one here. So there it is, look at that. That's the GHI beanie. And she's got the We Are Freaks mug as well.
Lots of great shorts.
I think that's a good one there, isn't it? Yes, everybody, get the beanie. Oh, I forgot to. I think your guys are still going to be 30 seconds behind. I forgot to fix it, but there it is. It's the heart with the GHI. It's embroidered on there too, so it's good. And then people will say, what's GHI? Well, it's Grant Hughes Investigates. Like the FBI. I'm just kidding. Thanks, Brianna. Props.
I'll be in here. A lot of y'all have reached out wanting to do interviews.
Oops.
Obviously, you know why we are here, because of the horrific homicide that we had with the 3
What's going on?
And I'll start off by saying this first disclaimer. I want to ensure that the I'll being here, a lot of y'all.
So this is the actual press conference. Hey, thanks. Cali Gal 3. Yep. I'll make sure I have everybody in there.
I've reached out wanting to do interviews. Obviously, you know why we are here, because of the horrific homicide that we've had with the 3 teenagers. And I'll start off by saying this first disclaimer. I want to ensure that the integrity of
Thank you,
this
Taco
case
Queen.
is not compromised in any shape, way, or form. So, when you ask a
Shape, way, or form. No, it's way, any way, shape, or form.
question, I may or may not answer it. So let's get that off on the table right now. And because of it just told you triple homicide, if you don't know, the 3rd victim has passed away. And there's, you know, I'm going to put some of these things out. First of all, the victims have all suffered fatal gunshot wounds.
Thank you
There has
very
been
much.
an abundance of evidence collected that is being processed. This is part of what takes time. This is part of the integrity of the case, from digital to forensic evidence. Sometimes it's easy to get these particular areas. Sometimes it takes time. We're having to piece these together. I have 15 detectives working on this case right now. They have been working tirelessly since we received the call initially. One of the things I do want to address, hopefully, I'm pretty sure you're going to ask this question, this is an isolated incident. It is not, and there is nothing to indicate that it is a serial killer whatsoever. All of our victims are known or were known to know each other and were together leading up to the incident itself.
So it's kind of weird that they're all 3 in different places.
Now, some of the information, and I need to throw this out there because you've got viewers that do not live in the state of Florida, and even Floridians do not even know what Marcy's Law is. Now, the families of the victims, especially in cases like this with juveniles or teenagers, is they invoke the Marcy's Law, which restricts us, and I have to comply with the law of what information can be given out on the victims. Having said that, I'll open it up to questions.
Sheriff, that third, the victim at the lake, Maluka Loop, was she in the passenger seat? Where was she in the car?
Can't give you that information. She was in the vehicle, I'll tell you that. But exactly located in the vehicle, no. Again, I'm going to reiterate integrity of the case, because you want to ensure that you don't tip any suspect's hands of what you know. Okay? So this is the type of information that does get out. It could compromise a case. And we want to ensure that when the case is being done, we do everything we can to ensure that, one, we put the pieces of the puzzle together. 2, we collect all of the information so that it will be admissible in a court of law so that these individuals can be held accountable.
Can you talk about the relationship
No.
between the 3 teenagers? Were they friends?
Yeah, we went over this last night, Paisley Dreams. The, hold on, I have to go. Where is this? There it is. It's, what do you mean right so back? What are you talking about? Anyways, we got right here, one of the victims was near this park over here. That was I think the one that died later. Then there was a male victim at the intersection of Southeast 94th Street and Southeast 93rd Lane. And then there was another victim right here off of Malacca Loop. I think it's like Trace or something, Terrace. And the car was in this pond over here, partially in that pond. So, you know, it's 3 totally different areas there.
Do you know anything about that?
As far as all the information we have, yes, they are friends, okay? And the other thing that I'll hit on real quickly is that the detectives also have information that it's possibly tied to.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need some anti-troll super chats. You know, that way when they come here, it encourages them. And tell you what, I wouldn't mind if the trolls came on that one. Thanks, Taco Queen. Yeah, it's the best way to get the trolls because they're trying to like inhibit the channel in some way. So if you send in the super chats, it makes it so that when they come on, it's bad for them. But it's good for the channel, and thus the charities at the end of the month where I donate over 50% of the net revenue. Okay? So
What we classify as hybrid gangs. Okay?
Is what I'm sorry?
Hybrid gangs.
What is that?
hybrid game.
A wannabe gang. You want me to, I'll use a little more plain English for everybody. A wannabe gangs is what they are. Yes, sir.
You had, it's my first day into this, even though I know you've been working on it for several days, so just for my clarity. At one point, you did interview a person of interest, correct? And that person was then told they could leave. Is that person still considered a person of interest by your agency?
All of the individuals that we have been given tips on are persons of interest.
Can you give us a ballpark, whether that's 5 or
Thanks,
50?
Paisley.
No. I can tell you it's more than one.
Do we know?
Can you say if you have any suspects at this time?
We have multiple suspects.
Do we
Yes,
know
ma'am.
what the victims were doing leading up to?
For the troll bucket.
Not going to answer that one.
Thanks, Simple Life.
All
Dave.
3 teenagers were shot, and I know this is probably something that it goes down into the facts of the case, but I'm curious, have you been able to determine whether they were all shot with the same weapon?
But that has to do with forensics, and we have not got that back yet.
Have you made sense of why they were found in different locations?
Not going to answer that one.
So do you believe all 3 of them were targeted potentially by the same person or another wannabe gang? How do you put it?
We're not ruling out anything. Okay?
So it could have been some sort of, albeit in and out of what you would consider to be a formalized or recognized gang, could this have been some sort of turf situation where people say, this is my neighborhood?
Everything's a possibility.
And to clarify, were these 3 victims in wannabe gangs or were they targeted by people that were in gangs?
That information I don't have right now.
Sheriff, do you believe?
See, he says were the 3 victims in gangs, and he says, I don't have that information now, but later on, I think he accidentally confirms that one of them they think might be in one of these, like, what do you call it? I forgot the, like a semi-gang.
If there could be other victims right now? Are you
Hey,
looking for
KB.
anyone else?
No, we are not looking for anyone else at this time. There is no information or no evidence to indicate that we have a 4th victim out there. And that was one of the other rumors that was put out there on social media. No. And this is to them. I already did one social media post. You don't know what occurred. And if you do, that means you're not coming and talking to us.
Right.
And you need to. Because we need to solve this and put the dots,
So in
or
other
put
words,
the
shut the
pieces of the
F
puzzle
up.
together so that we can put the individuals that committed the crime behind bars. It's as simple as that. All these speculations, everybody going out there and saying this is what happened, that they don't know. Okay? We do. And obviously I can't tell you everything. And I'm not going to tell you everything.
So, and again, we're all trying, I guess, to try to figure out exactly what the timeline is and what it all means, your investigators and us included. I know you found someone late Thursday, someone early Friday, and someone midday Saturday. Have you been able to conclude, have your investigators been able to conclude whether they were found in the order in which they were killed, or is that still to be determined?
That's still to be determined. Okay?
Did they all die where they were found?
Yeah,
Well,
maybe it's like
obviously
a
the
gang
first
and
one,
normal
no,
people.
because she died in the hospital.
Well, I get that, I understand that, but I mean, so were they shot where they were found, in your opinion?
That I can't give. Can't give that information.
Were they all students at Lake Weir High School?
No, we're not.
Can you
And-
tell us, well, I know the other 2 victims requested Marcy's Law, their families, but can we learn more about who these kids are? We know one was softball player, who were the others? What were they known for? What did they do?
Yeah, the only one they put the name out is the one.
I don't
the
have that
girl.
information, so I can't tell you. I don't know. I wish I could.
Sheriff, so you still have suspects outstanding, multiple suspects, you're saying, multiple persons of interest, multiple suspects. For the people who live around Ocklawaha, Lake Weir, that area, who are parents of teenagers, how worried should they be?
I'm a father. I got 2 boys. Now, my wife and I are empty nesters now. I worried about my boys the day they were born, every single day, okay? And here's the thing, and I was going to reserve this because a media outlet out there is hounding myself and Chief Balkin because we put on our social media juveniles who commit crimes, okay? You know why we do that? Because as a parent, I'd like to know who my kids hang out with. I like to know who they're associated with. And if they're known criminals, well, my boys would have got their little tails tore up if they hung out with them on a regular basis. That's why we do it, to ensure that everybody knows who's in the community.
I think what it's going to be is that one of the friends of the 3 is in a gang, but is also friends with people that aren't in a gang, and they commingle. That's why they kind of call it a hybrid. I mean, they could mean hybrid gang, meaning there's 2 gangs and they're sort of friends or whatever. But I think it's more like some people that are friends with the gang members aren't in the gang. I think that's what it might mean. So who knows?
Knows the activity they have, because if you got juveniles that commit this type of a crime, my sons wouldn't be hanging with them, I can tell you that. Now, as for fear, no. As long as they pay attention to what their kids are doing. And part of the problem, and I want to hit on this right now. You know what the problem in this scenario is? 90% of the time, it's called parental problem. Problem goes back to home. Because I know the question's coming, and I'm going to go ahead and head it off. Has 0 to do with the gun. 0. Okay?
Yeah, boom, chakalaka.
Gun did not commit the crime. It's a human being that
That's
did.
what they say and do in Florida right there.
And we're failing at home. That's the problem.
Is that an indication, Sheriff, that most of your suspects are probably in the teenage realm?
No, that's not what I'm implying. Not at all.
Do you believe that the suspects, the possible suspects, knew the victims, all of the victims?
Say that one more time, I'm
Do you
sorry.
believe that the suspect knew the victims that were killed, or was this some sort of in-the-moment situation?
I don't have all that information right now. Okay?
But the public safety in that area, in your mind, is still secure, that people should be able to do their daily business,
Absolutely.
extracurricular activities and all that kind of stuff,
Absolutely.
without an enormous fear.
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
Do you believe that?
She ain't asked a question yet.
Do you believe that the victims were previously involved in some trouble before their passing?
All right, so here's the thing. Here, I think is where he sort of made an accidental admission to something.
Trouble before.
What she asked is, any of the victims.
Exactly right.
Do you believe that?
She ain't asked a question yet.
Do you believe that the victims were previously involved in some trouble before they?
Do you believe that the victims were previously involved in some trouble of some sort? The victims, not the suspect.
Passing?
Trouble before. I can't answer that for all of it because I don't have all the information at the moment. So I can't answer your question, to be honest with you.
But then right here, he ad-libs it a little bit.
Okay. And let's be frank. Anybody that associates with a Grant gang at some point in their life, they've done something, whether they've been arrested.
Right, so now he's saying that one of the victims associated with the gang. Okay? He didn't say that before, he just was saying that, and then he backtracks a little bit later.
Or not.
And the people, he may have accidentally thought that she said it was the suspect, but it was pretty clear that she said victims.
Okay. So when I tell you they hybrid gangs, people in gangs, it's not a gang because it's all, unicorns and everything else. It's because they do illegal stuff. Simple as that.
And I want to clarify one more time, Sheriff, as far as the gang connection.
Mhm.
Are you saying, or can you tell us if these three...
Thanks, LGM on
named
PayPal.
is one of the gang?
I don't have, all right, I'll clarify it this way. There's information that we're being given that there's a possibility of hybrid gangs, and that's about it. I can't tell you who's associated, what gang's associated with, or anything that.
But your victims were associates in that hybrid gang.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, we're just trying to be clear here.
I know. And again, I'm going to go back to the integrity of the case. I'm not going to tell you some things. One, just not going to do it. And two, we don't know positively. I'm not going to stay here and positively give you an answer to that type of a question without knowing for sure that that person was. And I don't know for sure. Does that make sense?
But it could be a possibility, or is that something you guys are
Yes, ma'am.
investigating? Okay.
It's a possibility because it's information that we were given. Everything's when we get an information, when we get a lead from individuals, it's a possibility, right?
So just to be clear, you guys are investigating potentially that the victims were part of this hybrid gang or whatever you call it.
What we're investigating is their murder, not necessarily what their association is with a gang. It's just we're investigating their murder.
I know you say there are multiple suspects, but are there...
Paisley Dream sent me an email saying, hybrid gang culture is characterized by mixed racial and ethnic participation within a single gang, participation in multiple gangs by a single individual, vague rules and codes of conduct, or gang membership, the use of symbols. So they're just sort of like a fake gang, you know. But maybe one of them wanted to prove something.
There are multiple shooters.
Can't give you that one.
Because you don't know or you can't tell us.
Not going to tell you either way.
So we have a proper characterization, Sheriff. I think hopefully I'm summarizing this accurately, that's why I'm asking you this way. That you're investigating obviously a triple homicide of 3 teenagers who all knew one another, and in some form or fashion, there was hybrid gang activity that led to their deaths.
That's information that we are being given. Any others?
Yeah.
How can you say,
So it's probably like 1 or 2 of the 3 that were murdered had nothing to do with the gang itself, but maybe one of the friends of them was in the gang. Like, I can't imagine that the girl that was really good at sports and everything being in the gang. She didn't. This doesn't look like it, you know. I mean, it doesn't feel like she was in a gang.
you're saying with confidence, you know, the public is safe and everybody should feel comfortable. How can you reassure people that when no one is behind bars right now?
Oh, yeah. How many times have I come on camera and lied to them?
I guess what would you say to them?
What would I say to them?
Yeah.
I like this guy, but he's a little weird, too.
You know, that's a difficult one, and that's a good question. But to my citizens, they should know me by now. That I won't come on the camera
But
and
who
give you an
isn't?
assurance of something that I'm not confident in myself. Because we wouldn't be having this conversation if I wasn't.
Is it
Does that
fair
make
to say
sense?
that you said you had 15 detectives working on the case? Is it fair to say you probably also beefed up road patrols in that region of the county?
Yes, I mean, that's just natural of any type of incident, whether it be burglaries, homicides, or robberies. When we have them in a particular area, especially when we have this amount, yes. To answer your question, yes, that happens. And it goes back to the question for her that she asked, is the safety of the community. The community wants to feel safe. So how do you feel safe? They want to see my deputies' vehicles coming through there. They want to know that they can walk out their door and be okay. That's how they feel safe. Andy?
Hi, Sheriff. I watched your video, and that was reassuring to the public. I was out there this morning, talked to a number of residents, and at least one come up and said, oh, I heard there was 5 deaths, and one lady said, yeah, people are making up their own stories. My phone didn't work out there, and I'm concerned how much access they have to any media, or you're sending deputies, I think you just answered it, you're sending deputies to rove out there and kind of reassure?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're there.
Yes, sir.
Did I hear somebody over here? I do that all the time. I forget.
Sorry.
Maybe, do you know if any of the victims felt endangered before their passing as well? Did you guys receive that?
Don't know. It's one we don't know.
Are the victims' families cooperating in your investigation?
Yes.
what will be your message to those families today?
We're going to get them. They are going to find them. They're going to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and they will peep. I've got people looking at me right now, but I'm going to do it anyways. Their asses are going to be right over there in that jail.
If you watch my short, I took out all the stumbling. A little bit is just like a quick.
Is there any suspect description you can release so people at home can help you all identify this person?
Thank you for asking that, but no, not right now.
No suspect vehicle, anything like that?
No. If I had, I would have already given it to you, but thank you for asking, and I appreciate y'all do. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to reiterate that, when your viewers out here, whatever information you have, please reach out to Crime Stopper.
Well, you guys, we seem to be hitting that lull again. So here we go. We're going to... Every time we do the press conferences.
And it can be anonymous, is the only way we are able to solve any crime, not just these homicides, is people to give us information. And they are working on every lead that comes in, every lead, whether it be a text, a phone call, or just a simple one-liner, or somebody said, hey, I saw this. They're following up on it. Because not only are victims, but those families have a right to justice. And that's what we're going to accomplish.
Yep.
People may hate this question, but is there a reason those two families requested Marcy's law? They just wanted the privacy?
You know, it ranges. A lot of times it has to do with emotion. You know, in a family, when you lose a family member right off the bat, you want to close yourself in. You want to box yourself and your family in because you don't want to be part of it. So to be able to answer that's difficult. Because, we all have had probably a family member that we've lost, and you know the stages. Anger, grief, and you go through that. And that's probably one of the reasons. But to give you an exact answer, I don't know. All right. Last chance. Thank you for being here again, all right?
Yeah, here was my
Obviously, you know why
This is
we are
my
here,
short
because of the
video.
horrific homicide that we've had with the 3 teenagers. And because of it just told you triple homicide, if you don't know, the 3rd victim has passed away. All the victims have all suffered fatal gunshot wounds. I have 15 detectives working on this case. This is an isolated incident, and there is nothing to indicate that it is a serial killer whatsoever. All of our victims are known to know each other and were together leading up to the incident itself. They are friends. It's possibly tied to what we classify as hybrid. I want to be gay. We have obviously, you know why we are here, because of the horrific homicide that we've had with the 3.
Thank you, Quietly Frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history.
Teenagers.
So here it is
Because of it just told you triple homicide, if you don't know, the 3rd victim has passed away. All the victims have all suffered fatal gunshot wounds. I have 15 detectives working on this case. This is an isolated incident, and there is nothing to indicate that it is a serial killer whatsoever. All of our victims are known to know each other and were together leading up to the incident itself. They are friends. It's possibly tied to what we classify as hybrid gang, a wannabe gang. We have multiple suspects. Anybody that associates with a Grant gang at some point in their life, they've done something, whether they've been arrested or not. We're going to get them. They're going to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Their asses are going to be right over there in that jail. Obviously, you know why we are here, because of the horrific.
I like those shorts now. I think I'm going to make some more. Do keep making shorts. They're kind of easy, you know. It's like you just sort of edit it down. And I actually figured out a way in Adobe Premiere to take a clip and play it faster, but maintain the pitch just like YouTube does. So we'll have to see how that works. What happened? What do you mean, ugh, troll? What happened? I didn't see one. Thank you, Tracy Harrison. There's always trolls in here. That's what they do. Can you imagine sitting around at home, being one of those people, just every single night, just kind of going, ooh, I can't stand Gray. I gotta go do something. Let me just make a really stupid, vague comment and waste my whole afternoon as I put together a new profile on YouTube. Oh, wow. Gray's weird. Oh, wow. That was a really humdinger there. Wow, good one. You guys are absolutely embarrassing people. You know, you're what make the world a shitty place to live in. Yeah. All right. So let's see. And everybody knows that about everybody that knows the trolls that are doing this. Everybody that knows them personally knows that about them. That they are shit dirtbag people that are on this planet. So they think they're really, really clever and cool in these little hate groups that they're in, because that's the only people that would like them, other hate-filled people. But the actual people in the real world, they can't stand those people. I can tell you that right now. So. That's not true, Gray. They really like me a lot. Yeah, that's what they tell you to your face, but they know what kind of a dirtbag you really are behind the scenes. All right? Okay, good. Excellent. All right, we're going to move on to... I don't have any more to add to this. It's just... We're just going to do updates as they come in. I have a feeling an arrest will be made in the next 3 or 4 days in this case here. That's my... It might even be tomorrow. Yeah. All right. What's the next one? Maybe I'll just do the Coburger one. Apparently, like, you know, this is an article from today, or yesterday. It says, Bryan Kohberger may have met the University of Idaho casualties in 2021. Now, according to a former FBI agent, new court papers show that officers probing, those are in those documents, probing the University of Idaho quadruple murder suspect, Bryan Kohberger, made communication with his victims on social media. Well, does it say that in the filings? Or does it just mean that they were looking back that far? TikTok and Google were recently ordered by Idaho officials to turn over the user history of 3 of the 4 victims. Madison Mogan. I think they're just trying to find out if he was communicating. I don't know if they have that. I don't think that's been put out there. But police did not appear to inquire about Ethan Chapin's background. Right, because he wasn't interested in him. According to retired FBI agent Jennifer Coffindale, who seems to be in every single article ever related to the case, the orders indicate that authorities may be looking for a link. Yeah, may be looking for a link between Kohberger, 28, and his claimed victims. Up here, it says, new court papers show that officers probing the University of Idaho quadruple murder suspect Bryan Kohberger made a murder suspect Bryan Kohberger. So they're just probing it. Okay. Yeah, that's really kind of tricky wording to try to sell something. It's interesting how far back the search went. Why January 2021? Why not? You know, they're just giving a range so they can look all the way back that far. Yeah. Okay. So if they'd gone it back to like June, you would have said, God, they should have gone back farther. Maybe he was communicating. Okay, so now they went back to January 2021. So it's sort of an arbitrary, January 2021, get all of 2021 in there, and, 2022, most of it, and up until he was arrested. Thank you, Philly. Yeah, and when you send me emails and you want me to look at something really fast, you got to explain what you're putting in it. Like I got an email on Coburger a second ago, and it says, I have no idea what it was supposed to be saying. It says, victim's ID found in Coburger's apartment. Oh, you mean Coburger? And you spelled it Konugers. Okay. Let's see, victim ID I found in Coburger apartment. I don't see it, but apparently, like, News Nation's putting that out. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It's just like he's taking a trophy, perhaps, from each of the victims. So, when he kills him, he gets their ID, and he took him. Or maybe he took the ID of the one that was his main goal, if there was one. Yeah, it's just, that's all there is right now. Speculation, speculation. But I can tell you this, when they finally put out the actual information and there's more documentation, I'll be the one that puts it together in a way that you can go, oh yeah, boom, right? Because I won't sit there and keep going down speculative routes over and over and over and over again. It's just is what it is. Maybe I'm not as entertaining as some other people might be. No, Bristol City. I have no idea. Carly Gousset was a long time ago. Thank you, Kathy Chapin. It did not say it was the victim ID. Well, I can't read what you wrote, so if that was you. It says victim's ID in Kohberger's apartment, News Nation. Okay? Victim's ID found in Kohberger's. I think it meant to say Coburger. Because it takes so little time to do any of those things, everybody. See, we've gone over this so many times on here, it's almost mind-boggling. Why don't you look at a clock and start at like 4:07, or just any time you want, 7 minutes, and then go to about 18 after, 17 after. That's 9 minutes. That is a freaking long time. I've never seen so many people so, just so hell-bent on, oh, it's so quick, it's so quick. It's not quick at all. It's slow as shit is what it is. I mean, he gets in there and you can get to all the rooms. I've shown you on the video that I made. That's an actual person walking. He gets to, you can go through the entire house in like 2 minutes. Yeah, so he goes in there and he kills them. I mean, that's what his goal is, to kill, right? So what's this whole thing? Everybody's so hung up on this time frame issue. It's really kind of bizarre, to be honest with you. It's almost like the inability to just sort of visualize or, we come here that have wheat separated from the chaff. Yep. Yeah, I'm wearing my hat. Why? What does it matter, Sarah? I love the SpongeBob. I don't know what that even means. What's going on in the chat right now? It's all over the place. Hey, Alley Cat, what happened to you? I thought you guys were members. Sarah M. and Alley Cat, and clearly there wasn't much of a fight from the victims. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm right here. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Yes, I have the hat on today. It's really weird. I know. It's crazy. Unbelievable. Before his capture, Coburger, a product of Pennsylvania, was a doctoral student in criminology at Washington State University. He has pleaded not guilty to the triple killing and has categorically rejected any involvement. Makes you wonder if he went into... Well, we don't know which ID he has, right? Did he go into Kaylee's room after and take that, and maybe there's a little bit of blood in there? It's hard to know. Thank you, Traveling Teresa. I am curious, though, why is everybody so fascinated with the amount of time there? It's just weird. It's a really condensed building, and you go in there with a knife, and you got a mission. It's just you start killing and move room to room. Thank you, Annie. Later, hair down D. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's what I was thinking. It's okay, Alley Cat. Let's see. According to the Daily Mail, Coburger also talks with a minister on a weekly basis. Oh, yes. Yes, everybody's savable, man. Even Bryan Kohberger, Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy. I mean, people like Jeffrey Dahmer, you know? Those guys are absolutely, just put a Bible in front of them and everything's good, you know? I, for one, as I've said to you guys many times, I would abolish prisons altogether. I think we should just hand killers a Bible and have them walk away with it. I'm sure if they just read it, they will absolutely be a changed person. I don't know what we're doing with this criminal system. It's really bizarre, isn't it? Thank you, killing me softly with this song. Yeah. You know, it's weird too, because I remember seeing the Stone Phillips interview with Dahmer, and in that interview he said, "Oh yeah, I've become a born-again Christian in here," and I thought, why don't we just let him out? He'll never eat somebody's head again. You know, he's changed. Obviously, he's better. He's a better. Thank you, Gloria Batari. And Marisol up there, thank you. I'm being sarcastic for those idiots that can't tell. Just letting you know. Yeah. Thanks, yeah. I like that name. I like that name too. Yeah. Or maybe it's ya. I don't know. So anyways, this is just one of those things. This is an article about, I don't have anything to say, so let's pretend there's something really unique that they wanted to look back to January. What is this saying? Bryan Kohberger tells how he, where would you do that? According to a source, slain University of Idaho student Zana Kernodle fought back against suspect killer Bryan Kohberger, receiving visible defensive wounds. When the attacker came upon her, Zana Kernodle put up a tremendous battle, repeatedly snatching the attacker's knife, so much so that she incurred significant wounds to her fingers, and her fingers were nearly severed. Sources close to the probe, I mean, if that's true, that sucks. According to the report, Kernodle was the last of 4 students slain. Yep. See, that's interesting? The last of the 4. So that means Ethan was... God, I would just wish I knew, because I think that there was an attack on Ethan and Zana. I mean, sometimes I think this. I know it doesn't fit the narrative that everybody has, but I think that it's possible that Kohberger attacked Ethan and maybe even Zana, but Zana was still alive. Then went upstairs and killed Madison and Kaylee. And then when he came back downstairs, he could tell that Zana was still alive, and that's when he said, "Don't worry, I'm here to help," or something. And then she's killed, and then there's a thud on the ground, like she was still alive when he came back down the stairs, and she was whimpering, and he heard it and went over there. That makes more sense to me, given what. I forgot her name. What's the girl's name that was below the stairs in the room there? I know the 4 are just ingrained into my memory, but Madison. No, that's Madison. Who are the 2 roommates again? Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna try to remember it. Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's right. Dylan Mortensen. There you go. Now I remember the last name. All right, Dylan Mortensen. All the things that she heard, it matches more closely with what I just told you. Don't you think? I mean, how does it work when he goes upstairs first and kills, and then there's a moment where he would say, "I'm here to help"? Does that make any... Yeah, Bethany Funk. Does that make any sense? Because if that was the original attack on... Man, we know, everybody. You don't need to all keep typing in Dylan again, all right? Dylan, 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 30 and 30 and 30, Dylan, 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 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah. So try to tell me how in the hell or why Coburger, if he was coming down and now he's attacking Ethan and Zaina, that he would say, "Hey, I'm here to help." To me, that's when somebody's already down and out and they're trying to calm that person down. It's not because she would have seen that he was attacking Ethan and her, so why would he say, "I'm here to help"? See, it makes more sense that after he came back the next time, her being just totally out of it, might not remember, she's so stressed out that she says, mark my words, Zozo will type in Dylan in just a minute. You know how it goes. Yeah, it doesn't make sense logically that you would say that. Right? It doesn't make any sense that he would say, "I'm here to help," way after he'd already attacked. I mean, when, like their first time he's attacking them, is what I meant to say. Does that make any... It just doesn't make sense. You don't say that. I mean, picture it in your head. He goes upstairs first, then he confronts Ethan, and then he goes in there and he attacks Zaina, and then all of a sudden he says, "I'm here to help," to her while she's whimpering. Yeah. See, I told you. Yeah, come on, Revengeance. Jesus. Is it really a fantastic show, Simple Life Days? All right. That's awesome. Let's see, what else does it say? According to reports, Coronado was the last of 4 students slain on November 13th. Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan. This is the Northeastern Post. I don't even know where, I'm just reading it. Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan, childhood best friends who were sleeping in the bed, were slain first, according to sources. I mean YouTubers. According to investigations, the commotion may have alerted Coronado and her boyfriend. See, these are all things that, YouTubers and people say. According to reports, Ethan looked to have stepped partially into the corridor where the second floor attack may have began. Okay, is that because you saw my video and I placed him on the ground? Am I one of your sources? According to accounts, Chapin was slashed in the neck and died in the doorway of Coronado's chamber. See, here's the thing. I think if you guys go back and watch the video I made where it was the email, I had a source way early in the case who told me that the killer had bushy eyebrows. And because that was accurate, I think you have to assume that a lot of what was in that email was accurate, because that is something that only somebody on the inside would have known. Okay? I mean, absolutely. And it was so interesting how it mentioned that specifically on there. So if I was you, I'd go back and watch those video that I made on that. It didn't get a lot of views for some reason, because it was just, that's not sensation. We need the sensational stuff. I don't know what you're saying, Sarah. Let's see, and you kept your source yourself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, didn't say a damn thing. But I once the arrest was made, I wanted you I wanted to read it, just in case, because then you would know that I wasn't full of crap bringing it up after a document came out. Well, look, everybody. Oh, he changed the date. Look at that. Yeah. I mean, I know you guys would probably trust me on that, but you know how the trolls are. Yeah, they do say that, Candy. But I've also heard, like, that's the thing, in that email that I got, it was Ethan was first. Like, you could see him there, and apparently he was leaving because he has a curfew. And hell, maybe that's what the food was ordered for. Like, hey, I need something to eat, and then he was going to take off. And when he was leaving, he was attacked, they think. And then the door was unlocked at that point. And I'm talking about the bedroom door. According to accounts, Chapin was slashed in the neck and died in the doorway of Kernodle's chamber. Chamber? Jesus. You mean room? Okay, so she died in the doorway, but he was in the... So where was Ethan? But Ethan, they said on the report, was in the room. So I don't know. I think this person's just watching too many, like, just videos and speculation and adding it in, and they can just get away with it by saying, reports say. Yeah. We probably should do a Coburger show, though, at some point again. Kind of, just so it's in our minds. I mean, it's not too long from now where he's going to have another, the court hearings are coming up. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, do you care that much if the mom got to go to the funeral? They came across Zena first. Yeah, that's what they say. They say they saw Zena, and then in the room it also was him. But if you go back and watch the email that I got, they were really accurate on a lot of things, actually, because they even talked about the other friend that was at the bar, the guy that was seen at the grub truck behind him. She already told me all about that guy. It was in the same emails, and he was just a friend that was walking, and there he is, walking with him. Because they were all sleeping somewhat sleeping at the time. I think that Ethan may have been sort of attacked. Like, he didn't know it was coming. I mean, not everybody screams, though, Sarah. I mean, so that's another misnomer. It's not. We all watch these Hollywood movies, and every time there's a scene, somebody screams really loud, and that doesn't happen all the time. Okay, that's just sort of a Hollywood thing. It might happen some of the time, for sure. Yeah, I just think that it could be that Zena and Ethan were first. As he came in, he was leaving, saw her killed, boom. His mission was to go upstairs, but then Zena was still alive and thus was killed last at the end. And maybe some of that commotion and things that we hear. I mean, it's just a speculation. I wouldn't, it could easily be, and it's probably even more likely that he went upstairs first, came down. You got to give me a better explanation for the part about why he would say something like, I'm here to help you, don't worry, that kind of thing. if they were he was attacking them the first time, that wouldn't make any sense, because if they're already wounded from him attacking them, that's why he's there to help. Why would he, they would know who he was. It just doesn't make sense. I don't care how you try to explain it. So the only thing that makes sense is that he came back down and she's still alive, and he thought with the passage of a few minutes, maybe she thinks that he's there to help now. Maybe even took his hat off at the time, or his mask off, or whatever, just for that one little moment to seem like he was a different person. So anyways, it's just a thought. Just a thought. Yeah, it would be sad if she didn't get to go. It's just absolutely, unrelated. It's the kind of stuff I don't talk about that much in cases. It's just the sensationalism, emotional feelings types of stuff. Like the mom not being able to go, Zena's mom. It's not a big story for me. I like to know the facts in cases and try to put stuff together and, make sense of things. All right, I'm going to move on now. I don't have any more, unless you guys have more to talk about on Coburger. Oh, shooting there, huh? Oh, yeah. What shooting were you in, Revengeance? So I got this really much more, like right now, a really disturbing story that sort of blends in. Somebody sent me an email on it a while ago, and or not a while ago, a couple days ago, and it sort of matches in with the cases that the Children of the Snow. There's just sort of this huge stuff going on right now with this child pornography, and this one, I think, right up there with the Hart family. Let me get to this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it matters that they're gay or whatever it is. This couple, it doesn't. I don't think it's relevant. I mean, it's just one of those things they don't want to put in the title. But this one says, a shocking investigation has reportedly uncovered disturbing new details about a gay activist couple in Georgia who are charged with raping their adopted son and pimping them out to a local LGBTQ pedophile ring. I don't know why they put that in there. I mean, what does that mean, LGBTQ pedophile ring? A month-long town hall. I mean, if this wasn't in bigger newspapers, I wouldn't read it, but this sounds like a... Let me start off with one that's not as, I'll go with the Daily Mail. So they talk about real stories here. Just whether or not it's like 90% accurate, as I always say. So, judge rules gay couple accused of raping their adopted sons will not be immune from testifying against each other. The Atlanta couple accused of raping their two adopted sons will not be immune from testifying. So, think how sick this is. I think they were just pedophiles under the guise of being gay. And then they adopted kids for this reason. So that what it is two pedophiles that said, "Hey, let's become a couple and adopt kids, and we'll be able to abuse them and then take pictures and media and send it to other people." I mean, is that the sickest thing you've ever seen? Yeah, I mean, I like Daily Mail too. I mean, I think everybody likes Daily Mail. It's just they make mistakes often. Yeah. This is a whole story, though, and there's even other outlets covering it. So they are both facing life in prison and have been separated in 2 different jails while they await their next court date in March. Neither has yet entered a plea, but police records indicate they confessed to some of the allegations. Judge Jeffrey L. Foster has ordered that they will be ordered to testify against a pair against each other, remove their right to claim immunity because they are married, or because it could incriminate themselves. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. And so there they are, William Zulock Jr. and Zachary Zulock. So he might have been the one that they kept the name from, since he's a junior. Were once the darling of the LGBTQ scene in Georgia. Really? So, like, everybody thought they were great. Look at, there's, maybe these are even the 2 kids. I'm glad they don't have their faces on there. But look, Zulock, 2019. The 2 children are now in custody of the state. Their identities are being protected. In the most recent hearing, attorney John Haldy, who was representing both men, withdrew his support for Zachary. In the most recent hearing, attorney John Haldy, who was representing both men, withdrew his support of Zachary following a request from the prosecution that the 2 men should be severed at trial. Now Zachary must obtain new counsel, but is struggling to find someone to pay for it, according to Town Hall, which broke the first story about the couple in August. Never even heard of it. When contacted by DailyMail.com on Thursday, Haldy, who would not be drawn on any details of the case, not sure what that means, citing a gag order that the judge is yet to rule on, but that would prevent attorneys on both sides from discussing the case with the media if approved. He said he had spoken with William recently, but wouldn't share any more details or indicate whether he intended to plead guilty or not guilty. Thank you, Tracy.
Much appreciation to you, Gray.
No, maybe I'll send in some. I don't know. What's today? Maybe I'll send in 500 to Nick Meck. So if you guys want to help out a little bit tonight, we'll get that rolling. Hasn't been the greatest month in the world, but I think I'll send it in anyways. All right. So we'll do that after we get through the story here, because that with the Children of the Snow and just all these cases out there, it's just unbelievable. All right, let's see. When contacted by DailyMail.com on Thursday, Haldy would not be drawn. Okay. In his request that the pair be forced to testify against one another, D.A. McGinley said it was a matter of public interest that they should have to testify against one another. The couple was able to adopt their 2 sons, 2018, despite Zachary having been accused of raping another boy in 2011. The allegation was reported to police but never investigated by prosecutors thoroughly enough to warrant charges. The couple was able to adopt their 2 sons in 2018. Thanks, Ben Hills. I guess we'll see how it goes. I'll try to do 500 tonight, but if it gets, we're just, it's been a struggle this month, so maybe I'll do a few hundred. We'll see how it goes. Thank you. The couple was able to adopt their 2 sons in 2018, despite Zachary having been accused of raping another boy in 2011. Wow, who made that decision? So they let him adopt anyways. Now it has been reopened in light of the new allegations, so they are going back to look at that. Not only are the pair accused of raping the boys, but also sending videos of abuse to other local pedophiles. Thank you, Annabelle Snell. Hunter Clay Lawless, 27, and Luis Armando Viscaro Sanchez, 25. See, these are two other pedophiles. They were taken into custody on charges of soliciting an act of prostitution with both boys in August, but their names are only now being made public. So these two psycho parents pimped out their two children to Hunter Clay Lawless and Luis Armando Sanchez here. You know, it makes you wonder, is this going on now? Is this a thing? Zachary Zulak, pictured, is in custody in charge of raping his two adopted sons and filming it for other pedophiles. He is shown in an older social media image. In 2011, he was reported to police for allegedly raping another child, but was never arrested. Now, the couple built their dream home in Atlanta and raked in $7,500 a week. I don't know what that means. A week from doing what? It's unclear whether they ever met the boys or had any sexual interaction with them. So is that whose house this is? The couple built their dream house in Atlanta and raked in $7,500 a week. I don't know what that means. It's unclear whether they ever met the boys or had any sexual interaction with them. These are the two other people. But Lawless told police he was invited to the home multiple times by Zachary Zulak after meeting him through a friend on Grindr. He was arrested after child porn investigators traced a large cache to his Gmail address. Lawless told police Zulak contacted him through Snapchat, telling him he planned to have sex with his son. Wow, that's crazy. Lawless told police Zulak contacted him through Snapchat, telling him he planned to F his son that night and warning him to expect video of it. Ah, jeez. Hey, thank you, Alley Cat. So he said that he was, that's just disgusting. Cops found photos and videos of Zachary Zulak raping the boy on Lawless's phone. So it actually happened. The cops found the photos and videos of Zachary raping his own adopted son
I am still a freak.
on Lawless's
Love
phone.
the freak family. Love all you do, Gray.
Well, I'm glad you're still a freak. I just hadn't seen you. And computer, according to her. So, cops found photos of videos of Zachary Zulak raping his son on Lawless's phone and computer. So he literally did exactly what he said he was going to do right in that upper. In one message, Zachary allegedly said, "I'm going to F my son tonight. Stand by." The pair will return. I mean, they should. Man, is there a way to just execute on spot? You know, like this is where you wish Saddam or somebody was in charge. You just go in there and they don't get their day in court, and you just call it a day. These people are. I mean, the video itself is proof that it happened. That's just already. Why waste time with the trial? You know, you're on video doing that to your son. Let's just like have a quick execution. There's no time. Well, they made it. It's a fake video, Gray. It's deep fake. Right, of course. Thank you, CJ. Definitely helps get there. Thought there'd be a little bit more activity on that, because early in the month here. Let's see. A gay couple. Let's see. We're already at that. So this is the new one. This is the New York Post. So I put the New York Post and Daily Mail sort of in the same, but they're second tier, right? So they're right there with the. You know, it's not like they're not the New York Times or ABC or something like that. Let's see what this one says. Crime dissector, murder detector, homicide body malady detector. Gonna get ya, wanna set ya. You try to play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor is gonna give it a lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pump protector. Holy dog nectar, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector. On his vector, with all some dog. Woohoo! Hey, it's quietly frozen again.
Mick.
The coolest name in YouTube history. You know what, this, I always keep looking at this video. What in God's name is this? I mean, imagine this falling in the water with this going on. Quietly frozen. Look at this.
God.
I mean, they're like schools of sharks like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to fall into that water right there. I can tell you that. Yeah, those are sharks. Yeah, it's crazy. Shark feeding frenzy filmed by fishermen off the Louisiana coast. I can safely say sharks aren't endangered, everybody. I mean, that video alone had 1 million. Great, that's not cool. All right, here we go. A gay couple from Georgia charged with molesting their 2 adopted sons and using them to record child porn, also allegedly pimped them out to members of a local pedophile ring, according to a disturbing new report. Oh, so a pedophile ring. Hey, thank you, Travelin' Teresa.
Ocean wave, ocean wave, ocean wave, ocean wave.
Yeah. Scout and dude said that's why you don't join the Navy. Yeah, I mean, if you fell in the water there, you are absolutely toast. There would be no chance that you'd survive that. But anyways, I think this is one of the most disturbing stories in that realm that I've ever seen, and it's that way because it almost feels like there's this hidden I don't know how to say it. Like hiding in plain sight. I mean, man, this can't be the only people doing this, right? I mean, I don't really know how to word it because you can't speak about stuff like this you have to PC your way through this kind of, especially with kids. And I don't think I think what it is here is people using the LGBTQ community to perpetrate. Like I actually think that these 2 people, I mean, if you're gay, you're not a pedophile, right? So I mean, it's like you're gay, and the reason you're gay is because you're attracted to other men. So the thing is these 2 people were probably pedophiles who thought, man, you know what we could do? We could make millions. So what we'll do is we'll get married and we'll adopt kids, and then we'll assault them and we'll pimp out the kids to other pedophiles out there for tons and tons of money. It's ridiculous. A gay couple from Georgia. Oh, is that how they paid for that house? It's ridiculous. A gay couple from Georgia charged with molesting their 2 adopted sons and using them to record child porn also allegedly pimped them out to members of a local pedophile ring, according to a disturbing new report. Man, here we go, everybody. Another ring. A month-long investigation by Town Hall revealed that William Dale Zulak, 33, and Zachary, so that means one of these guys was like 22 in that other assault, allegedly used social media to prostitute their 2 elementary-age sons. William Zulak, a government worker, and Zachary Zulak, a banker, were indicted in August 2022 on charges of incest, aggravated sodomy, aggravated child molestation, felony sexual exploitation of children, and felony prostitution of a minor. But the shocking investigation reveals in more detail the sickening abuse the boys suffered. Yeah. For the first time, it was revealed that the men allegedly pimped out their older sons, now 11. Ah, man. You know, it just makes me want to vomit. It's going to just ruin these 2 kids for life, basically. I mean, maybe they'll, get better. There's a lot of people have been, it's just, it's horrendous. Think about this. So not only it's your parents, the people that are supposed to be protecting you, not only that, they sexually assault you, and then they didn't even protect you against other men. In fact, they got paid to do it. I mean, that makes me just want to, man. I don't think like I said before, there isn't much worse than this right here. I mean, they're alive. That's the only positive. But some might even argue with that. It's like, Jesus. Yeah, you guys hit that like button, please. It's really easy. If you could hit that for me, I'd really appreciate it. Let me hit that auctioneer, get you guys going. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30, 45, 40, hit that like button, 5, 10, 15, 20. It's one of the easiest things in the damn world. You just hit the like button. In fact, it's right in front of your face. You just hit the like button, like button, like button, like button. I don't even think it moved. I think 2 people. Must be Troll Central night. Can you please, and liking the show doesn't mean you like the topic. It means that you're just helping me with a like. Is that something you can do out there, you guys? Pretty simple. We're only at 264. It's funny. Once I ask that question, you always see people drop off. There was 509, now there's 504. There'll be 500 in a second. It's like they would rather leave than hit the like button. I mean, what a bunch of losers. All right, here we go. So one of the men, Hunter Clay Lawson, 27, told investigators that Zachary, whose Instagram bio describes him as Papa to our 2 wonderful boys and an activist, invited him multiple times to take part in sexually abusing the boys. So one of the men, Hunter, that's one of the other ones, that Zachary, whose Instagram bio describes him as Papa to 2 wonderful boys. If anybody can find that Instagram, I don't know. If they have the pictures of the kids, I want them. As an active, invited him multiple times to take part. Wow. However, Lawless claimed he never had physical contact with either child. Lawless also claimed Zachary sent him multiple messages on Snapchat, including one that allegedly read, "I'm going to, F my son, stand by," along with images of himself. If anybody can find the warrant on this, that would be interesting. The 2 men are arrested on charges of soliciting an act of prostitution with the 11-year-old boy, according to the indictment. It's unclear whether Lawless and Armando Vaccaro Sanchez had any physical interactions with the boys. So I think they're talking about those 2. The Zulaks who lived in Oxford, an affluent suburb of Atlanta, adopted the children from a Christian special needs adoption agency. Oh, geez. The boys were in the 3rd and 4th grade when their adopted fathers were arrested last summer. God, I hope they put them with people that are better, not like they did in that the Turpin case. What a joke. I mean, that one made me actually get teary-eyed. I mean, this one makes me feel similar. But like in the Turpin case, you had these people abused for years and years and years, starved almost to death. And then the state puts them in foster homes who treated them worse almost. I mean, it's like, really? You didn't take the time to find them the best damn place that you could ever live? You guys suck. I think whoever was in charge of that one should be, they should lose their job and actually prosecuted of just absolutely negligence. Unbelievable. And look at these ones. These kids are special needs, so maybe, autistic or some other thing. Look at these lunatics. God, where's a baseball bat when you need it? See, these two guys are just pedophiles right here. I mean, that's the truth. Yeah. His husband admitted sending child sexual abuse material to several people, according to the news outlet. The couple have been active in local LGBTQ, etc. communities. Let's put that P will be on there pretty soon. In fact, those people are probably the poster children for, hey, we need to put the I don't know if these are these the two adults there? I don't know. They look like they'll probably be the ones that say, see, we were just, we were born that way. We like little kids. Help us out, LGBTQ community. And I hope you guys shun the shit out of them. And if you do any defense of them at all, you're just as bad. Okay? Prominent LGBTQ publication Out Magazine reportedly asked to feature their photos on its website. Town Hall said it spent months reviewing recorded jailhouse calls, court documents, and testimony from a relative who spoke exclusively with the outlet about the extent of the abuse as well as the faster than expected adoption process that led to the nightmare. William and Zachary, who have pleaded not guilty, each face over 9 life sentences. I think they should get them all, and consecutively, not concurrent. They should have no chance of ever stepping foot again, and I hope they put them in the general population with just everybody else. They look kind of wimpy, and I think they'd really struggle in there. I couldn't think of any people that I wish would be exacted the vengeance in prison than these two morons. Wow. Let me see if is there a document on this? I'm just seeing if this is back in February, this one. Will not be immune. I think that's the same one. Oh yeah, I think a person sent me this a while ago. I hadn't even heard about it. It's weird how it's not really, it doesn't shock me at all that the mainstream media isn't picking this story up. It doesn't fit all the little things that they like to talk about. Because isn't this story here is one of the worst stories I've ever seen and should be talked about so that people are aware that this actually could be a thing out there. It wouldn't shock me a bit if this was something that pedophiles would do to because it's it's just like the Hart case. Oh, look how cool we are. We're gonna adopt. They did it all for the money, and maybe these guys are doing it like that too. But they're also attracted to kids, so they're obviously not gay. There's no such thing as a gay pedophile, right? Because it's like you're gay means that you're attracted to a guy, a man, right? It doesn't make sense to me. So for me, it feels like that they or pedophiles that pretended to be gay and got married, and maybe they, I don't know. I mean, and they used it merely to be able to adopt kids to get this. Man, I mean, if they were making a ton of money on this, I don't know when you said $750,000 up there, is that how much they've made? Because if that's true, that means they were pimped out to lots and lots and lots of people. All right. No, that's not it. There it is. All right. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Wish we could do more, but can't really do that this month. All right, I have to fill this out over here. Man, have you guys ever heard? This is so sick. I mean, there's a lot of really horrible stories, but this is one of the ones. It's just, it offends so many different thoughts and people. It's like, okay, there's gay people out there. Look how offended they are now, because now this is being put out there as a. And then just recently you had the shooting with the transgender guy, Like it was a female, but was going to be a guy. And so it just creates all these issues. But in this one, it feels like somebody just used that. And, I bet you anything, social workers are really sort of new agey and try to get kids into same-sex marriages all the time just because it's sort of a bonus sort of, yay, we're being so progressive and everything. So these guys probably knew that and then got married for the sole purpose of being able to adopt young boys. I bet you they specifically asked for boys. I bet you anything that if the adoption agency had said, yeah, we got a couple of girls here, they would have said, no, we just want boys. Guarantee it. I'd like to know how that went down. I gotta fill this out. All right. Okay, there you go. 500. Confirmation number 815496669. And then, let's see if I got an email that popped in yet. Sometimes some of these take a while to come in, so I'll show that one when it comes in. All right. If any of you out there still want to help out, that would be great. Like I said, this month hasn't been anywhere near like the last month or the month before that. So we gotta get moving. Let's see. That's not where I meant to be. Although I know you guys love having me in prison. Alright, Knickknack is now at $2,500 for the year. Oh, shoot. Oh, there it is. Good. I didn't lose it. Oh yeah, now we got to get to... Is it on there? Yeah, Knickknack. And then this one... $16,500. And then the top. And now it's $43,250. Should be on 6 o'clock news. Yeah. I mean, how is this story not leading every single news outlet? I don't think I've seen it anywhere. I mean, that's probably why the individual kept sending me the email saying, Gray, this one's really bothering me. And it's like, okay. And then I looked at it and went, what the, what in God's name is this? Hideous.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Thanks, American lady.
Should be on 6 o'clock news nationwide. Disgusting.
All right. So we are at now, since January 2020, $143,250. The current year, $16,500 so far. Last year, $62,250. The year before that, $42,000, and $22,000 in 2020. So this year, it'd be hard to get back to 62 because we had those crazy months with Coburger and Collier and all those things going on at the same time. I mean, it sucks that it has to be really, you know, these big cases for the channel to do really, really well. But, you know, it just is what it is. Let me check my email. Oops, those are the winners so far. Or not the winners, the pies. Oh, there we go. It just came in, National Center. Or you don't see it, but here, I'll go back out. It's right there at the top of the email. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 500. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so we show everything on the screen all the time. That's right, Holly G. Freaks equal family. Hey, maybe I should make something that says that. I like that. Well, one thing I know for sure is that we make a huge difference. I mean, that's kind of like the thing, right? Like, we make a massive difference to, you know, I wouldn't mind if, like, if other people were doing the same thing, that'd be great. I'm still going to just keep doing what I'm doing, you know? But it'd be awesome. What if there were 5 or 6 or 7 other channels that made way more than I did during the same time frame? Wouldn't that have been cool if they, too, had given out $143,000? Then we'd be in the millions at that point.
:_basic generous. Freaks equals family.
The rich do not want
generous.
pedo. Yeah, I think there might be something to that, Simple Life Days. It's really strange how there's these, you know, it's really odd. I got to tell you. Remember, what was that show that was on Showtime that had the actor that got in trouble, but it turns out he was found not guilty. He was a president. Remember, I was on Showtime or HBO. Forgot his name. But that seems like that's really what's going on out there. Just really strange stuff. I mean, why would anybody get on that plane with Epstein? Yeah, Kevin Spacey, that was it. Why would you get on a plane with Epstein? For any reason, really. I mean, you know where they're going, right? I mean, so like, who was on those planes landing on those islands? All right, let me get to... I don't really know what else to add to this. It's just sick. Could be a result of one... No, that was the other one. All right. You guys have any more thoughts on this? I'm just trying to figure out why the news media, the big ones, you know, hell, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, NBC. I mean, I haven't seen it. I think it's bizarre that we haven't heard of this story yet. Don't you? But one of you think it's really weird that we haven't heard this story. I did, Gray. I was the one that said... Well, I'm not talking to you, okay? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who knows if it happened to Summer Wells. My whole thing was with Summer Wells is it was the mother, something happened there. You know, but anything's possible. I don't know. Those groups would be more interested in one of the boys that they had there. Not Summer. You're the one that sent it to me? Yeah. No, well, how come you didn't send it to me, Zozo? Something like that. I've heard of it too. I want everybody to know that I'm so in tune with all the true crime, everybody. I saw it too. I just wanted the ones who didn't see it. Okay. Notice all the ones in there? Yeah. Well, it is your username. It's right there. Why is that, Zozo? I've covered many, many cases just like it. I doubt that's true, what you just said there. That's really a dumb reply. Oh, I didn't send it to you because I didn't think you would cover it. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Now, let's see. What else we got? Oh, yeah, the Kingsbury. Let's see. Just getting here. Why are we putting ones? Well, it doesn't matter, Lori. If you just got here, you won't be able to answer the question. Okay, this is for Kingsbury right here. Well, nobody called you dumb, Zozo. I think it's dumb that you didn't send it to me. You can try to pretend that I said that, though. But nobody's going to bite. Okay? I said it's dumb that you didn't send it. And it's dumb to say that I wouldn't have covered it had you sent it to me. And you know that's what I said, so don't pretend to try to feed the trolls. Hey, everybody, yes, I called Zozo dumb. Yay, everybody. Yeah, that's what I said. No, that's not what I said. Okay? I said it's dumb that you didn't send it. Oh, I didn't think you would cover it. That's what I said was dumb, that you said that. You say, oh, I didn't think you'd cover it, so I didn't send it to you. I don't even believe that. I think it's just garbage. Right, but that doesn't mean you are dumb. It means it was a dumb response. Anyways, let's get moving on to this next one here. It's the family pleads to help finding Minnesota mom, 26, missing for nearly a week. All right. A search is underway for a Minnesota mother of 2 who had been missing for nearly a week after she was last seen dropping off her kids at daycare before she returned home. Winona Police said they consider the disappearance of Madeline Kingsbury, 26, involuntary and suspicious, and that they are investigating whether foul play was involved. Now, see, Zozo, you're doing the same crap. You're trying to draw attention to yourself. Hey, everybody, I saw it. Oh, but I didn't tell you about it, Gray, because I didn't think you would cover it. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I don't know what you're doing right now. Okay, it's really weird, though. Okay, all I'm saying is, there's no reason I wouldn't cover this case. You know, you just have to explain, hey, Gray, I'm sending you this. This is what it's about. Okay, so it doesn't really make sense, and I didn't say what you said. I'll watch the replay. What are you talking about, American Lady? Yeah, you can go back and watch. The case was about these 2, they claimed that they're gay men, and they got married, and then they adopted children so that they could assault themselves because they're actually pedophiles, and then they had other people pimped out their children to those people. Yeah, we're sort of like brother and sister, She always gets really mad, and then she says stuff that makes me mad, and then she gets mad, and it's just always the same. But I really don't understand it. Like, why wouldn't I cover this case? It seems like a strange reason not to send it. I mean, it's just a ridiculous story. I did say that, American Lady. Why do you need to go back and watch it? I'm telling you, I did say that. I thought it was a dumb reply to say that you didn't send me the story because you didn't think I would cover it. Why wouldn't I? It's important. Yeah, I did say that. You seem too focused in on that, like you're really like, ooh, what I want to know what he said. I'll watch the replay. I want to see. Very strange. Yeah, I mean, this case is it's one of the worst ones I've ever heard of. Right, you just sent it to me. You think you might have sent it to me a while ago. I don't remember, but you sent it today and said, hey, Gray, this is one that's bothering me. And I said, well, then I'll take a look at it. And then I took a look at it and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah. Dropped her off 2 children at daycare with their father mean. I don't know what you're talking about, Marlene. I don't think I was mean at all. I think that what I said was real. It's just strange, Like, why wouldn't you send that to me? I mean, it definitely needs to be talked about. It sucks that it's not on any media outlet out there. It's almost insane. Goodness gracious. I'm the bad person now. Yeah. Oh, I heard of the Cash App founder. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Yeah. I don't know, it sounds like it might be something a little bit more unusual, so we might have to revisit the Cash App founder guy. Blabbing on. Huh? Yeah, now I have to sit there and just keep reading the chat. Make sure that the accurate information's put in there. Yeah, I mean, we had a nice little flow going, and all I said was, man, why didn't you send that to me? Oh, because I didn't think you'd cover it. And I said, well, it's kind of dumb. It is dumb. I mean, do you guys ever pause and go, well, I'm not going to send Gray that? I get stuff sent to me that's so mundane. This story here is, it doesn't mean the person's dumb. Doesn't everybody realize that? I mean, like, it doesn't mean you're dumb. It's just dumb not to send it, I don't know what that means, Ada. Have any idea what that means. Am I supposed to know what that means, or? Oh, he's the founder guy of Snapchat. Maybe send me the link to the video of him doing that. Yeah, no, it's hard doing these YouTube channels because you got so many different personalities, and you get a lot of drama, especially when there's regulars. They always want to say something, and then everybody who likes them gets upset about something, and then everybody else gets upset, and then they see things the way that their favorite other person sees it instead of just the reality. Yeah, it was a Cash App founder death. Apparently, yeah, I mean, I heard about how they described the video. I haven't seen it, where he was walking down the street. He was heading towards sort of a white car, and then he collapsed on the ground. But he asked somebody for help, and they just drove on by. That's what I'm saying. I don't like it when I'm talking to somebody and then you get all these other people who need to jump in and say, put the little hearts emojis and defend, and oh yeah, because there's nothing happening here. All I said was, I thought it was dumb that you weren't going to send it to me because you didn't think I'd want to cover it. I cover way more cases in a variety than almost anybody else on YouTube. It's not even close, okay? Everybody else covers the big case every single day, over and over and over again. And a few of these are probably going to get bigger, and you'll see them pop up on the same channels that always come in, and they just gobble up everybody because they do the sensational version of the same information. Yeah, Ellen's never been a mod, but she's she acts like one. Sometimes, right, Ellen? Yeah, no, I mean, it's just every once in a while there's bad moments on these shows, but what's LIG mean? One big dysfunctional. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, kind of a buzzkill, just not unusual, pretty classic. All right, let's see the exec video here. This is the video of the Cash App guy. What kind of a video is this? You can't even... that was a car that pulled up. I guess he pulled up his shirt, showed somebody his wounds, and then they drove away. Oh, really? P. Garin? I haven't seen you since that time. Yeah, I think Zozo's great. I just said it was dumb that she didn't send that to me. Doesn't mean she's dumb. she's really smart, you know. She has her own business and everything. Okay, here he is walking on the ground. Oh man, ooh. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, so he's walking. Man, sucks. Probably really wanted to live. Makes you wonder if those people had just that was another angle. If somebody just helped, could they? He's probably not going to make it anyways.
Cup of Joe.
That's not good. All right, let me get back to this one. It sucks. We'll have to figure out what happened in that case, but yeah, see, that's the thing right there, Alley Cat. Nobody needs the pumping up stuff, like it's just time ago. Oh my God, you came from that pile of crap, Mel? Jesus, man, that's almost embarrassing. Yeah, I never even said that. I mean, what should I have said? Well, that's an unfortunate decision. I mean, that's just how people talk. Man, that's dumb, man. I definitely would have covered it, right? So now we're spending all this time. That's what I'm talking about. It's just this stupid drama aspect of YouTube that I can't stand. Unbelievable. Got to go find the sound effects for that. Oh yeah.
Drama!
There we go. Right. All right. A search is underway for a Minnesota mother of two who's been missing for nearly a week after she was last seen dropping off her kids at daycare before she returned home. Winona Police said that they consider the disappearance of Madeline Kingsbury, 26, involuntary and suspicious, and that they are investigating whether foul play was involved. Kingsbury was last seen, well, of course there's foul play. Kingsbury was last seen Friday when she dropped off her two children, aged 5 and 2, at daycare with their father. So, this other guy was the father, and that, so he's with her, even though apparently there was some sort of, he wasn't supposed to be around, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I keep thinking I'm mixing in that other case with this one, but I think we read that in the emails that I got from AS. You like those moments? I don't know. They're not really that fun for me. I don't like making people feel bad like that, but she returned to her home in Winona at around 8:15 a.m. So after dropping the kids off at the daycare with her boyfriend, I don't think they were married or anything, but he's the father of the children. The children's father told police that he left Kingsbury's residence in her van. So he probably thought, oh yeah, they caught me getting into the van and driving it away, so he'll admit to that. But he's going to try to claim that when he left for 3.5 hours, that she went somewhere else on her own without her purse and without her cell phone and other items. She returned to her home in Winona around 8:15 a.m. The children's father told police that he left Kingsbury's residence in her van around 10 a.m., and that's when he returned later in the day. She wasn't home. Williams said a van matching the description of Kingsbury's vehicle, a 2014 dark blue Chrysler Town and Country minivan, was seen driving on County Road 12 and Highway 43 in Winona County, southbound on Highway 43 through the eastern part of Fillmore County, and back in Winona on Highway 43 from 10 a.m. to 1:30. That's the range of time the vehicle was gone, and then they believe the vehicle was there from 1:30 onward. No, it's not 10 to 4. It's not clear who was driving the vehicle. The van is believed, well, you know who was driving the vehicle. The husband. He said he was driving the vehicle. The van is believed to have remained parked in the driveway of Kingsbury's residence from 1:30 onward. Nothing to date has indicated that Maddie left the residence on foot or in another vehicle. Police said that the investigators searched the van and the residence, and that inside the home they found her phone, the jacket she was wearing that morning, her wallet, and her ID. Based on the investigation, we know that the children were dropped off at the daycare and the van returned home. Yeah. Based on that investigation, so I think she made it home. Based on that, the investigation is still open and ongoing. Police said Kingsbury failed to show up for work Friday, didn't answer any calls or messages from friends and family. So, what seems really obvious that the van went home with her in it. So Madeline Kingsbury and the husband went home. They probably even went into the house together. And then he did something to her. And then around 10 o'clock, he put her in the van. And he, let's see. Yeah, so he may have even got to the house earlier and went with them, obviously, because he was there at the daycare center. So he may have forced her, and the kids were either they're too young, or he said don't tip them off or anything. Like he was controlling the situation. So they drop them off at daycare, then they come home together again, and then he likely probably did something to her. This is, speculation, allegedly. Did something to her, put her in the van, drove her south, which is, let me get to that. I think it was on the 4th, right? Oh, there it is. It's in Minnesota. Right here. So here's the Highway 1243 that they were talking about. Then it goes into this county with the yellow outline here. And it turns out, guess what? His father lives down here, right off of 43. So apparently they think that possibly her body is on the property, and I don't know if, it could be this property, maybe they moved or something. I don't really know, but I have this address from where his father lived before, so at least he's familiar with the area, right? Now let's see. Yeah, so then he goes down here, and it takes 50-something minutes we came up with. 50 minutes to drive from here down to here and then back. So if he was gone for 3.5 hours, an hour and 40 minutes of that is used up with the drive. And so that means there's, good, couple hours almost of time where the vehicle is doing something else down there. And then the vehicle comes back home at about 1:30, and then he likely exited somewhere and got into his own car and drove away, leaving her van. Apparently her vehicle van was backed in, so maybe somebody was cleaning something in the back. This is more like Kelsey Barrett a little bit. Kind of, couple similarities in there. Not a ton though. Ding 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 ding. Yeah. There isn't a minimum age to testify, but courts may prevent it. Now, which case are you talking about? They can interview the 5-year-old. There's a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So maybe they can talk to the 5-year-old who might have a little bit more information for them. One thing I don't like that much is how almost too much leeway. When there's a kid that's 5 or 6, they're always like, okay, we can't really question him. We need to, really sort of, and I mean, listen, just get somebody in there that can communicate with a kid and see if they can give you something. Sometimes it feels like they almost to a point where you want somebody guilty to get off because you don't want to get the answer from the kid. Haven't you seen those kids? Remember that one case that we covered where the kid remembered seeing his father kill his mom or something, and then he found her bones underneath the swimming pool when they pulled that out, or near the swimming pool by the water. And he had said stuff like that when he was a kid, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't know, we just don't believe you." And so 5 years old's enough where you can speak and think clearly, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I live directly across the Mississippi on Wisconsin side. I mean, here's what I will say. I mean, if I made Zozo feel bad, I didn't mean to, but I was just kind of shocked that she wouldn't send me something because didn't think I'd cover it, all right? But I don't like making people feel bad, despite what the trolls think. Like, oh, Gray, he's just... some people come in here and that's all they're here for is to be trolls. So I don't care, but I care if Zozo was upset about something, but I didn't mean it to be that way. All right, so I apologize to her if she feels like I didn't, she thinks I called her dumb, but that's not what I said. Okay. Like the crazy guy that represented himself in Florida. I don't know who that was. Yeah, you got to type in, like the crazy guy that represented. Don't know who that is. 5-year-old is older than drama. Is that chat? Yeah, 5 years old is older than the drama in the chat. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what Harley... I'm interested to know more about Harley. Like, what did she know, actually? I can't imagine Harley having anything to do with the killing of Gannon. I mean, at all. She just seems like this kid that was doing videos and having fun. By the way, if you're still out there, Zozo, LM said out loud, I really love you more than others. Okay. She pulls the hurt card a lot. The fire couldn't have been fueled by someone outside of you. Huh? The fire shouldn't have been fueled by someone outside of you. Right. Yeah, that's what I don't like is other people that try to jump in. I didn't see anybody else doing that, but other than the American something who wanted to go back and watch the tape. Let's see. My dad was an immigrant, Fulbright scholar from India. Someone liked his contributions to this country so much they gave him his citizenship. Then made him a diplomat. Somebody just gave him... How do you just get given a citizenship? It's pretty cool, though. I mean, like, they just put him on the fast track. Having grown up in an abusive house, crazy parent tells you to do something, you do it. I don't blame Harley for anything. Yeah, I mean, she probably hoped in her head that nothing happened to him. But she was there. Harley was. Kind of came home, and Gannon wasn't even around. I mean, I guess Gannon had already been killed and put in the trunk before Harley got home, right? Is that how the timing is? I'm kind of getting tired of the phone call stuff now in the Gannon case. I hope we get to more of the factual. I guess that's going to start up tomorrow. Again. Let's see. Based on the investigation, we know that the children were dropped off at the daycare and the van returned home. Police said Kingsbury failed to show up for work. Police said they have no suspects or persons of interest. That's complete bullshit. Williams said that no stone is being left unturned. Police are asking people who live in Winona and Fillmore counties to watch their properties, check their home security cameras for signs of a vehicle matching Kingsbury minivan, and look for signs of disturbance around their residence. Megan Kingsbury, Kingsbury's older sister, said the family is offering a $50,000 reward for information on her whereabouts. That really looks like a case that I did. Not sure if this has some more in it. Missing. Let me see what the emails that I got from the person. Let's see if I can find it. There you go. Okay. So the person that was in the chat the other day telling us about Kingsbury said, got home from searching deep ravines and heavily wooded area off of Highway 43. Many searches on the side by side drones, teams of people, horses, dogs. Madeline was distraught days prior to going missing. See, listen to this part right here. So it's private property is a big issue, and we came upon lots of fences and hunting traps. I came home today with mud and briars up to my knees. Madeline was distraught days prior to going missing from his controlling and narcissistic behavior as they were separating. There is speculation he hid her body on the family property, so it seems like searches are simply eliminating the areas where she isn't. Very sad situation. Said, I think law enforcement did a great job of pointing the finger without saying a word during the press conference. It's also so frustrating. We feel like we deserve to know, but they have to follow protocol, get all the warrants, etc. Not going to lie, when you're searching, you start to think like a killer might think in a panicked, adrenaline-fueled mind. Yeah, that's exactly what I was picturing Coburger when he was leaving, how he probably threw some crap in the, on one of those side roads. When he was leaving, he wanted to get rid of anything bloody as quickly as possible. Do we search the main roads or opt for these gravel roads and less populated areas? You want so badly to find her, but aware that it's likely life-changing and scary. The theory is that she's in a manure slurry, but that's a rumor circulated in town because they're prominent in the area. If true, a tough recovery. That's insane. Hell, there you go. Crazy. Well, good night, you guys. See you later. Are any of you guys going to watch the trial tomorrow? I'm going to have to get up at 8 again and get it running. Come on, Holly G. Oh, Jesus. I get that completely, and I'm glad you shared it as a beautiful story. People often forget that good people, yeah. I'll be watching around 10 a.m. Not sure what time that, where you live, so it doesn't mean anything. Watch them while I work, but yeah, I'm just sort of in a crappy mood now for the rest of the show. Just, you know. Yeah, I always go live in the morning on this trial. I did it the first 2 days of it. Who are you talking about, Jesus? What does that even mean? Huh? Oh, God. What a wacko. And by the way, Jesus, if you're still typing, nobody can see it because you've been removed, but you'll think that you can still keep typing. Yeah, I can just randomly put them however I want to put them for the trial. Yeah, maybe it is a full moon out there. The East Coast trials because they started. Oh, I hate that early. Man. It's been a great show, but yeah, chat's been just horrendous, you know. I mean, turning something into something way bigger than it really is. It's just, never works well. But yeah, I don't like making people feel bad, but I didn't say anything that was anything near what was claimed there. Full moon was last night. Well, maybe it's a carryover then. I was going to do this Daybell one. What, I have to go to prison? Okay. All right, if you're sending me to prison, I guess that's the verdict. Yeah, maybe chat should go to jail. Where is that? There we go. Chat's in prison. All of you. Okay. And maybe we'll be able to get to, what's this one? Is that there's two chats. There you go. Oh, there it is. It's prison. What do you mean ripped your soul out? That's ridiculous, Revengeance. Jesus. Yeah, a little dramatic there, don't you think? Well, I guess you guys we're ending the show early because you guys aren't getting yourself out. Anyways, thank you to, let's see, who was it? Go back. Beginning of the show. Now there's some. Yeah, Revengeance is, I don't know, always whining about something. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Ripped his soul out. What a joke. Thanks, Amber Maiden.
Bail.
And Georgina Stoliker. Lisa
Bail for Jessica
Valenzuela.
Shoeback because she was behaving. Smiley face. Smiley face. For the mods. Black jelly bean money. I'm innocent.
Tax Fair. Hey, Caligal 3. And thank you to the Joey G88. And Jessica Schubach. No bail. She reversed it out.
Taxi fare.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Chat blouse. Lol.
Jessica Schubach. Lisa Taylor. Lori Will. All right. Anyways.
No bail.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Bail.
Who eats black jelly beans? Are those the licorice flavored ones? Quietly Frozen. Annie, later, Hair Down, D, Lori Will. I do have some Daybell stuff we can go over.
For the hooch. We're gonna need it. Chat.
I like the yellow ones. I like yellow jelly beans. Zozo just gave nobody. You gave me a life sentence. That's more of a life sentence, but it's for you guys, because this is you in jail. All right, so maybe the chat has been bailed out, is what she's saying, and let's put now she's in prison. Oh yeah, woo! That was perfect. She gave herself a life sentence, everybody. Yep, now you got to bail Zozo out. Boom. Thanks, Mickey Duff. A life.
Life
Oh,
sentence.
now it's. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta get her back in there. There we go. Oh.
Hi Gray, cheer up. I look forward to your live streams every night when not working.
Well, it's cool. You know. I think we all got us through COVID together, don't you think? That almost looks like Chloe right there, doesn't it? All right, let me get. How come? Oh, okay. Get that one out of there. Okay, chat. This is confusing. So why is that there then? Oh, that's the live. Hey, there we go. So I have the life sentence. Yeah. But yeah, her and I sort of argue like brother and sister though sometimes. But we always, have each other's back when it matters. So I was just kind of like, whoa, what do you mean I wouldn't cover that? It made me feel bad. Like, Jesus. So I didn't believe her that she actually was saying that, because why wouldn't I want to cover a case like that? That one is, that definitely needs to get out there more. I think that's kind of a scary thing, that case, don't you think? Cup of Joe for Zozo. I thought that case was really, it's really creepy to think that that might be something that's being done. I don't think they've taken the boyfriend in this case. I don't know why. Have you seen a case that's more obvious than the previous one that we were just talking about? Kingsbury. Is there anything more obvious than that? She doesn't have one. 8675309. What does that have to do with any? I don't even get what. What does that mean? Okay, night guys. Yes, it's very, very scary. I mean, how could there be something more obvious that a so you have the father of the kids and the mother, and he's not, and she's freaking out about him. They're breaking up, and he's the father. So now he knows. Guess what he's going to have to do, everybody? He's going to have to pay, what do you call it? Child support now, right? Because it's probably they had a little agreement together, And so there we go again with the whole child support thing. So that now we're really in the Kelsey Barrett type of story here, and so many others. I mean, remember I forgot her name. Something in Oregon. Was it? Gosh, I can't remember. The redheaded girl that had the kid, and the person she had the kid with was already married, and she told him, "Oh, I'm never going to. You don't ever have to pay anything." And then she fell on hard times. And they figured out who the parent was, and then he was going to have to pay child support. So he went and picked both of them up one day and killed them in the middle of the woods. And then they arrested him in Portland at a donut shop. Remember that one? Yeah, Carissa Fretwell. Good memory there, One Sly Angel. So he had that one. Oh, that's true. I guess if she's in prison, you'd be bailing out her, not me. I mean, why should it go to my... Well, the thing is, the whole jail thing on this channel is to help support the channel. I mean, like, that's what allows me to do okay, and plus we are able to donate a ton of money to various charities, and so sometimes there's a jail cell to get bailed out of or whatever. Just something, you know. Yeah. Well, no, that actually makes sense, though. 8675309. I was just thinking about that. Was she the one found on top of the mountain? I was in the mountains. I think I even went out there with my. Remember, I drove out there in my car on those crazy roads, and it was bouncing all over the place. And I was showing you, like, down here is where she was found. There's Gen H. Hey, how's it going? I like that one.
Bail for Jojo.
Gen H is one of those super mods. Awesome people. I'm just waiting for a response. I need a drink of water or something. And then I'm going to go over this, the ruling. Remember how, let's see, Larry and Kay, or Kay and Larry, let's get the order right, were in, oh, they were, there was a ruling to see if they could participate at trial, or, you know, be watching it. It really sucks. So hold on, let me get some. Oh, sorry, I didn't have any music for you guys. I would have played the. If I did, it would have been this one. Yes, you too can buy the new Ginsu knife. Yes, that Ginsu knife will cut down trees and still cut a tomato like this. Maybe not. Get the new bamboo steamer. You put frozen fish in a microwave oven, it comes out hard and cold. You put the same fish in a bamboo steamer, comes out flaky and fresh every time. You can put a tin can in a bamboo steamer and it'll come out soggy. Yeah, I guess could that be better? Well, you put frozen fish in a microwave oven. It comes out hard and cold. You put the same fish in a bamboo steamer. It comes out flaky and fresh every time. Give me a break. Shit. All right, let's go through this document over here. Oh, here we go. Mickey Duff. Oh, wow. Thanks, Mickey Duff. Yeah, absolutely. Infomercial. I mean, I always tell you guys about the favorite one that I ever saw was the one with the spray paint on the head. It was like if you had a little balding spot, you could spray paint your head with the spray paint. And when I knew the jig was up, and yes, I've told this story before. When I knew the jig was up was when in the commercial itself, Ron Popeil did the sort of a questioning and answering segment. He said, some people ask if you wear it to bed and you wake up in the morning, will there be any on your pillow? And then his answer was, and sure, there'll be a light dusting. Oh my God, everybody. If they admit that there's a light dusting from your hairspray, then that means when you wake up in the morning, your pillow is caked with it. It looks like a bag of coal. I mean, it is going to, see, the fact that they even admitted that it does that, that means you'll just be, well, God, it looked more that like with me. Well, you put too much of the spray paint, you idiot, they would say. Yeah. So that's the reality of it. A light dusting. Oh, God. It's unreal. I think if you can find that exact phrase, I'm pretty sure they said that out there. You wake up in the morning and it looks like you just came out of a coal mine. You know those guys with the blackness all over their face because it's just like there's so much soot in there, and you come out and you're like, oh. So that's what happens. You wear that to bed. You have a few drinks. You don't take your shower. You go to bed. Yeah, I think Rudy Giuliani might have actually had that on his head because he was sweating at one of those hearings that he was doing, and it started dripping down his face. That was some weird shit. I gotta be honest. Oh, wow, really? It's just, if you watch go on YouTube and type that in, and just watch the old commercials. Oh, they're just so ridiculous. Yeah. You have to you have a bunch of spray paint cans, and you pick the one that's closest to your head color. It's insane, you guys. Well, today I'd like to be a strawberry blonde. Well, not really. Yeah. Well, hey, KK, I know you do hair, so I think for you it'd be particularly funny if you went online and found the video. It's hilarious. Yeah, well, guess what? When you watch, what show had the most secondhand embarrassment of any show that was ever on television? And the answer is The Brady Bunch, okay? There wasn't one episode where I didn't cringe and hide under a blanket just on the topic that is being discussed. And I think everybody has that same feeling, right? It's almost uncomfortable the way they all got along. And like I always say, the one that really was the quintessential episode was the pork chops and applesauce one, where Peter didn't know his personality was going to be, so he thought, wow, let me try to be like somebody else that everybody thinks is cool. well, I'm going to pick Humphrey Bogart. And then he walks into the kitchen with Alice in there, and he says, hey, Alice, what are we having for dinner? What are we having for dinner? And she says, pork chops and applesauce. And he goes, pork chops and applesauce, see? And he was moving his shoulders around and his lips to kind of... Then he goes into the kitchen. He's heading away from the kitchen now. And then guess who comes home? Mom and Dad. And he does the same thing. And he says to the parents, they asked him, so what did we have for dinner? And he says, pork chops and applesauce, see? And then he kind of made his way, and then the parents realized he wasn't joking. And they were like looking at him funny. And then it wasn't until the end when he sat on the steps and wondered if, do people like my personality? And it had to be these girls sitting around him to say, oh, we love your personality, Peter. Oh, my Lord. Has there ever been anything more embarrassing than that one episode, all by itself? And the answer is no. That thing was a disaster waiting to happen. I think they should have put Peter into a mental institution. I mean, just think how strange that is. I could see imitating somebody, maybe the way they run or jump or, something like that. But my God, this guy was trying to talk with this weird-ass voice. And he just, I encourage you never to see that episode. Oh, yeah, what was the dog's name? I don't know. Kids from the Wizard of Oz. Every time you say pork chops and applesauce, see? Are you calling me a liar, Zozo? Zozo just called me a liar, for God's sakes. She says, I don't even believe you watched the Brady Bunch. Oh, man, we're going to have to throw her back in prison. What about when Peter was Benedict? Oh, yeah, wow. It was a pretty good show, though. Everybody watched it. But was it really? I mean, I don't know what to think about it. Like, we always watched it. When it's time to change and to rearrange. Remember that one? Yeah, when Peter had his voice started changing, so they worked it into the song. Yeah, that was really good. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na. Come on, you guys remember that, right? I know that 8675309 does. Oh yeah, Tiger was the dog. Yeah. Also, my nose is stuffy. Yeah, remember? Yeah, his voice cracked. I know it is, Ashley. It's like an absolute train wreck about to happen. I mean, every episode, you're sort of on the edge of your seat, kind of with your hand over your eyes, but you kind of twist your hand up to see for a second, and then you put them back down. No, it was, I don't know. Tramp, I think, was on a cartoon or something. Carol had a cat named Fluffy? Man, I don't even remember that. Yeah, but the Partridge Family was cool because you got to have the cool songs. And I see you and right in the middle of it. Oh, man. Partridge? God. And then remember Sean Cassidy? He was one of the Hardy Boys. He was trying to pick up on his brother's fame a little bit. Yeah, that was good stuff. That was kind of the copy show, though. At least they had some good songs. No, you know what I actually think is the Brady Bunch tried to copy the Partridge Family because they saw, like, wow, the Partridge Family, every episode they sing. They're actually, I think they were actually a band at one point. And then they go, well, hell, we got to have the Silver Platters, and we'll do the other stupid one about time to change. Man, are you like you studied that show? 8675309? Wow. You didn't like the one when they were in Hawaii with the tarantula? Man, that was... Yeah, the Hardy Boys had Sean Cassidy in it. The episode with Wedding showed Carol's cat named Fluffy. I think the cat knocked over the wedding cake because... Oh. I vaguely remember that episode, but... Marsha. I had a crush on Mike from the Monkees. Yeah, weren't all those shows are kind of around the same time. All right, let me go over this Daybell document here, if you don't mind. So on March 30th, 2023, the court entered an order excluding witnesses, as is customary under Idaho Rule Evidence 615. The order, in the conformity with the rule, prohibits witnesses from hearing other witnesses' testimony. Okay, so a witness can't hear other witness testimony because it might affect what they say. The issue of determining who may be exempt from the order was raised, and pursuant to the court's request, briefing from the parties was submitted to clarify certain familial relationships to the victims in the case. Upon receipt of the briefs from the state of Idaho, hereinafter the state, and defendant Lori Noreen Vallow Daybell, hereinafter Vallow, and after consideration of the proffered arguments, a review of the records, and controlling legal authority, the court renders the following decision and order. So this is what the court decided to do. On May 25th, 2021, a grand jury assembled in Fremont County, state of Idaho, returned an indictment against defendant Vallow Daybell, charging her with several crimes, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, yada. There you go. Let me get to the part where in response, the state raised a concern about certain witnesses being excluded from observing trial testimony. Specifically, the state raised concern about excluding... Why did the state raise that concern? About excluding Kay Woodcock, Larry Woodcock, and Summer Shiflett from hearing witness testimony at trial before they offered their own testimony. So what I would do if I was them, the state, is put them on the stand ASAP. Like I would put... I mean, why not do that? It's a good way to build foundation of who JJ and... I think Kay, however, needs to come in later. But I would put Larry up right away so you can talk about, who JJ was a little bit, just kind of basic stuff, and then he can sit there the rest of the trial. The state insisted that these individuals qualify as victims. Okay, so the state's saying, hey, okay, all right, so the defense is who brought up the argument. We heard that the other day. And then the state is saying, hey, no, these are family members. So the state insisted that these individuals qualify as victims, or alternatively as the immediate family members of some of the victims. Defendant Vallow Daybell argues that they do not meet the definition of victim under Idaho law. What a joke. The court has now reviewed the briefings submitted and considered the record. The following facts are relevant to the decision herein. Defendant Vallow Daybell legally adopted the victim J.J. Vallow. Vallow's adoptive father, Leland Charles Anthony Vallow, is deceased. Oh, I didn't realize that he passed away. Oh, wait, no, that person, Charles. I thought they were talking about the biological father. Yeah, so Charles Vallow is deceased. Ethel K. Vallow, so K. Woodcock, is the biological sister to Charles Vallow, the adoptive father to the victim. Defendant Vallow Daybell is the biological mother to victim Tylee Ryan. Yep. Summer Shiflett is the biological sister to defendant Vallow Daybell. Oh, really? So I didn't realize she had another sister. So Summer Shiflett is Alex and Lori's sister. I thought one of the sisters died a long time ago. They're not talking about her, are they? Colby Ryan is the biological half-brother to Tylee Ryan and the adoptive half-brother to Joshua or J.J. Vallow. Yeah, so he's the adopted half-brother. Defendant Vallow Daybell has no relationship to the victim, Tammy Daybell. So, well, right, because that was I don't even get that one. Why? Who cares about that? That was Chad's wife, right? Tamara. Is that who that is? Tamara Daybell, or is that somebody else? Wait, let me see if I'm just reading this wrong. No, it's Tylee and JJ. I don't know who Tamara is. That's Tammy, right? Okay, then it says, at a party's request, the court may order witness excluded so that they cannot hear other witness testimony, or the court may do so on its own, but this rule does not authorize excluding. You cannot exclude a crime victim whose exclusion is prohibited under Article 1, Section 22. So here's Section 22. A crime victim, as defined by the statute, this is pretty cool how this is written out because it's really easy to understand. Let's see. A crime victim, as defined by statute, has the following rights: to be treated with fairness, respect, dignity, and privacy throughout the criminal justice process, to be present at all criminal justice proceedings. Idaho Code Section 195306 enumerates the rights afforded victims of crime. Under the statute, victim means an individual who suffers direct or threatened physical, financial, or emotional harm as a result of a commission of a crime. I mean, I think Charles is almost one of the biggest victims that there is in this case. I mean, not Charles. Well, yeah, he was murdered, but I'm talking Larry. Larry is absolutely one of the, he was a parent of JJ at one point for a year or so, and absolutely loved that kid. The provisions of this section shall apply equally to the immediate family of homicide victims. The court may designate a representative from the immediate family to exercise these rights on behalf of a deceased, incapacitated, or minor victim. The Supreme Court of Idaho has clarified who qualifies as the immediate family. So here it is. The immediate family, homicide victims in Shackelford, the court considered who was an immediate family member for purposes of receiving victim impact statements in preparation for sentencing a defendant. Each victim of a crime case shall be consulted by the presence investigators during the preparation of the pre-sentence report and have included in that report a statement of the impact. Let me go there. As a threshold issue, the court notes that there is a procedure within the statute designed to aid the court in being notified of who the state contends is a victim. To date, and after an express request, the clerk of the court has still not received the form in this case required by Idaho Code Section 195306 that indicates to the court an individual is asserting their rights as a crime victim, thus invoking the rights afforded to crime victims under Idaho law as set forth in Idaho Code Section 195306. The court here must determine who is a victim under Idaho law in order to ensure compliance with the exclusionary rule. To be clear, family members of crime victims are always permitted to attend criminal proceedings, including the trial in this case. The exclusionary rule is limited to prohibiting a testifying witness from hearing another witness. So if it's a family member and you're a witness, so it says the exclusionary rule is limited to prohibiting a testifying witness from hearing another witness testify, and thus the exclusion only occurs when the testimony is elicited at trial. The court is in no way minimizing, or no way minimizes the significant impact of losing family members to homicide, no matter the nature of closeness of any kinship. Further, the court has never attempted to preclude any family member of the victims, J.J. Vallow, Tylee Ryan, and Tammy Daybell, from attending criminal proceedings as evidenced by their frequent appearances in court during the pretrial litigation of this case. However, previous attendance does not justify future inclusion for the purpose of determining whether or not a person meets the legal definition of victim in Idaho. That is strictly a legal determination the court must make. Simply put, only legally qualified victims may observe trial testimony before offering their own testimony. Simply put, only legally qualified victims. Okay. So there are people that are legally qualified victims that even when they testify get to watch the whole trial. May observe trial testimony before offering their own testimony. If a witness is not legally qualified victim, their testimony will likely be prohibited if they first observe other testimony. Okay, so in this case, then I would put up Larry, like first witness right out of the gate. Tell us a little bit about, get the feeling of, let us know about JJ. How you came about loving JJ, and when did you first adopt him, blah 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 blah. Get through all that right away, and then start moving into the case. So they could easily get rid of. Well, I guess if Larry has to say other things like, if they need him again for other elements, I guess that would cause a problem, but they might be able to get past that using Kay, because she knows all the same stuff. And the reason I'm saying this is because I think they actually exclude Larry here in this document. If a witness is not legally qualified victim, their testimony will likely be prohibited. Thus, it is incumbent upon the court to ascertain who meets the legal definition of a victim. So now they're going to decide, right? You're signing off, Zozo. What do you mean? Anyways, I apologize, Zozo, for making you feel bad earlier. All right. Yeah, I guess you are a little bit like a sister. We argue all the time, but we always come out on the right side in the future. You know what I'm saying? Why is my nose plugged all of a sudden? I thought I got all that fixed. So it says, the state has argued that Kay Woodcock, Larry Woodcock, Colby Ryan. All right. So this is the part here. It said, the state has argued that Kay Woodcock, Larry Woodcock, Colby Ryan, and Summer Shiflett are all qualified victims for purposes of accepting them from the exclusionary rule. The defense disagrees, arguing the state is mistaken in assigning the status of victim to these individuals. Those same individuals, they shouldn't be assigned as victims. Arguing the state is mistaken. Okay. Certainly, the court does not question the emotional impact of the alleged crimes on any of the people the state puts forth as victims. Neither is the court insensitive to the hardship presented to any of them. However, the court is constrained by law. For purposes of applying exception to the exclusionary rule, IRE 615, the court cannot find that Kay Woodcock initially qualifies as a victim. However, because a homicide victim cannot assert rights for themselves, the Idaho legislature codified Idaho 1953-06 to extend the rights of victims to the immediate families of homicide victims. In Idaho, Kay Woodcock does not meet the legal definition of immediate family member of any of the victims, but Charles Vallow does. As the parent of J.J. Vallow, Charles Vallow is an immediate family member who is offered the same rights conferred upon crime victims. The record reflects that Charles Vallow is deceased. Kay Woodcock is the biological sister of Charles Vallow. According to the court has authority to designate a representative, from the immediate family to exercise these rights on behalf of a deceased, incapacitated, or minor victim. Okay, so that's the only way that Kay got in there, was because she's the brother of Charles, and the court makes exceptions for that. And Kay can represent Charles, even though he's not alive. When a member of the immediate family is unable to fulfill that role in the interest of justice, the court finds it wholly appropriate to designate Kay Woodcock the representative for J.J. Vallow in Charles Vallow's stead. As such, she qualifies to be accepted from the exclusionary rule for testifying witnesses under IRE 615 and may observe trial testimony prior to any testimony she may offer. The court next considers Summer Shiflett. She does not meet the legal definition of immediate family member of any of the victims, but the record clarifies Shiflett is the biological sister of victim Tylee Ryan's parents. Okay, where Tylee's mother is a defendant and where her father is deceased, Tylee Ryan. So maybe she can be on Tylee, her Tylee Ryan's father's stead. So let's see. Neither of Tylee Ryan's parents are available to fulfill the role of immediate member on behalf of Tylee Ryan at this time. Thus, the court determines that Summer Shiflett is appropriately designated as the representative of the immediate family of Tylee Ryan in accordance with 1953-06. Summer Shiflett therefore qualifies to be accepted from the exclusionary rule for testifying witness. Further, Colby Ryan meets the definition of immediate family member, because he was a brother of both of them, because he's the brother of Tylee Ryan and Joshua Vallow. Accordingly, he qualifies to be accepted from the exclusionary rule. Finally, from the record before it, Larry Woodcock does not meet the legal definition of immediate family member in relation to any of the victims listed by the state. The state has included Larry Woodcock on its list of witnesses expected to testify. As such, he is subject to the exclusionary rule of IRE 615. This means that Larry Woodcock is precluded from observing trial testimony prior to the testimony he offers at trial. He may, however, observe all proceedings where testimony is not being offered. And so, like, I guess it would be forensic. So he can be in there if they're talking about, if they have the professional witnesses up there. You know, not testimony like other witnesses. I'm talking about the experts. So you could have like the medical examiner. He could watch that. Trial testimony prior to testimony he offers. He may, however, observe all proceedings where testimony is not being offered. I think that's what that means. Or maybe it just means he can watch the sidebar stuff, or I don't know. And upon the completion of his testimony, he would be permitted to observe the remainder of the trial. The state has the means to order its testifying witnesses, however, it sees fit. There you go. Should the state wish to call Larry Woodcock early in its case in chief, that is entirely the prerogative of the state. Well, there you go. So they should get him right up there, because there's no way in hell you can keep Larry Woodcock out of there. I mean, he deserves to be there. To me, Larry Woodcock almost deserves to be there more than anybody. Don't you think? I mean, this guy, him and Kay have gone through the ringer, but it seems like it absolutely devastated him because they were the parent. How come it doesn't matter that they were the parent of JJ at one point? Now, one thing that Nate Eaton brought up today, he said that Kay and Larry were divorced, and that's just not accurate. I don't know where he came up with that. No, he said that today. I don't know where he got that information from. It's not accurate. Well, at least I don't think it is. I mean, I know that somebody said later, well, they were divorced once and they remarried or something. I mean, those guys, they're together every second of every day. I mean, how could they be divorced? Let's see. The court, the court is disappointed that the statutory form required under Idaho Code section has not been provided to the clerk of the court in order to clearly identify and protect the rights of crime victims, their immediate families, and illuminate a need to designate representatives from the immediate family of victims in this case, which may have prevented much of the confusion surrounding this issue. The court still requests that the state confirm who is asserting their status of victim to comply with 1953-06, and to keep the record clear of this issue. Nevertheless, the court, in its discretion, will appoint Kay Woodcock as the representative for Joshua, or for JJ, and will appoint Summer Shiflett as a representative for Tylee, and Colby Ryan meets Idaho definition of immediate family to both Joshua and Tylee. 3 individuals raised by the state, Kay Woodcock, Summer Shiflett, and Colby Ryan, as well as other individuals who meet this statutory definition for Tammy Daybell, are properly afforded the rights pertaining to crime victims as enumerated under Idaho Code section 1953-06. So, anyways, there you go. Crazy, huh? Looney Tunes. Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not sure what Teresa's talking about, but hey, cool. Excellent. Yeah, it's 143. It's not 140. Let's get it all. It's got to get every nickel in there. 143, 250, I think. Yeah, so anyways, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she probably doesn't want Larry hovering over her all the time. Because, I mean, Lori is one of the worst people that's ever been on the planet. She's just a psycho. And so is Chad and the whole lot of them, actually. I think, like, here's the reality, everybody. Melanie Gibb is one of the stupidest people on the planet. It's just my opinion, allegedly. I mean, she is one of the most dingbatty, wacky, wackadoodles you'll ever see in your entire life. But, you know, she believes that stuff, that sort of thing. It just was a little too much, a little too much. But yeah, some of that stuff, boy, the behind the veil stuff. Oh yeah, that was all great. All of them. Zulina Pastines. I'm just doing this by memory. Pastines, Alex Cox, Melanie Boudreau, her husband, Ian Pulowski. They are absolute wackos. I mean, we're talking fifth dimensional nut jobs. I mean, just almost incredibly embarrassing. As if you can even call them human beings, I don't know. I mean, let's be honest, right? Think about that. I mean, look at Ian Pulowski. He's the one that came forward because he had a moment of clarity when his brain worked like it used to. If it ever did, but it must have worked normal at one point. He was like, yeah. This is wild, man. They've got these zombies and levels of darkness and shit. You guys got to check this out, FBI. And then Melanie being, she's pretty and everything. And I'm talking about Melanie Boudreau. He's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to completely betray the trust of the entire family. Will you take me back? Sure, Ian. You're awesome, dude. And so they stayed together. And then you've got, like, Zulima Pastines, this I don't know what you call her, almost like a mage, like somebody on the side, this little witch over there running things behind the scenes. Yeah, it makes you wonder where the hell she was right before Tammy died, because I think the same drug that killed Tammy is exactly what killed Alex. Same damn thing, So I wonder where Zulima was, maybe in October that year. Yeah, we'll just have to figure that out at some point. I think there's a lot more people here, but yeah, I wonder if there's been deals cut. I mean, none of these other people. I think everybody knows Alex is the killer. Well, at least they believe Alex is the killer of everybody. I think Alex. Well, it's weird because why would you need Alex to kill Tammy if it was just poisoning? So it almost feels like this: like Chad probably poisoned his wife with a poison. Then he gave that poison to Zulima and said, Zulima, he's became a dark spirit. Alex is now a zombie. Can you give him this? And then she killed. This is just my opinion. It's just a theory, right? That Zulima possibly was given the same poison that killed Tammy to kill Alex because he is a zombie now and he is a possible weak link in protecting, because Chad and Lori both believe that they wouldn't tell anybody anything. Okay, because they're a couple and they're married, so they sort of protect themselves, right? But they had the one weak link was Alex. He was the guy that killed everybody. Really bad shot. Missed Tammy the first time, then missed Brandon Boudreau in his driveway. And so that's just what I think, you guys. So thank you to Scouting Dude, Simple Life Days, Danielle. Looking good with the hat. Brianna Props, good to see you. Caligal 3. Something for Marie. Taco Queen. Paisley Dreams. Simple Life Days. Kami, Quietly Frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history. Tracy Harrison. Philly. Kathy Chapin. Travelin' Teresa. Annie Later Hair Down D. Marisol. Killing Me Softly. Glory Batari. Yaya. Not yada yada yada, but Yaya. Eugenie. Tracy. CJ became a new member. Ben Hills. Annabelle Stealth. Alley Cat. CJ Cat Eye. Quietly Frozen again. Thank you so much. And then Travelin' Teresa. Caligal 3. American Lady. Holly G. And then Puppy Cam Wave was up there. I saw it. Not sure where that went. I have to scroll up again. Jeez. So it's Caligal 3, American Lady, Holly G, Simple Life Days, Scoutin' Dude, Lisa Murphy, Amber Maiden, Georgina Stoliker, Hazel Dreams, Lisa Valenzuela, Kathy Chapin, Caligal 3, LM's been here for 27 months, The Joey 688, Jessica Schubach, Lisa Taylor, Lori Will, Annie Laid Her Hair Down D again, Quietly Frozen, Zozo, who came back, give me a life sentence. Jeez, that's so mean. Mickey Duff, LM, Blue Eyes Crying, Jen H, and Mickey Duff. Then we had, let's see, what did they send me? National Center. I've submitted my, I don't know who, when they say matching, I don't know who matches people. And then also LGM, Emily Flotilla, Never Illa, and let's see, LaDonna on PayPal. Yeah, you guys, so, you know, on this channel, we're sort of like a family in here, and every once in a while, you know, things hit you the wrong way and you say something that isn't great or whatever, and somebody else says something that isn't great or whatever it is, but we're all here trying to make a difference. So, you know, it's like going, we always refer to it as like Thanksgiving dinner. You know, especially at my house. We got some family members that are hard lefties, and then there's people in the middle, and then there's people more like on the right. People probably think I'm some hardcore right-wing weirdo with conspiracy theories and shit, but I'm not one of those people. I just believe in conservative political philosophy on stuff, you know, like, you know, that's just the way I am. And, you know, when you go through life and you're a certain way, like when you go through life, and when I was a kid, I used to go door to door when I was in college. I'd walk down the street, knock on doors, just like Osberg or, you know, those companies. And I would try to raise funds. It was for a liberal political action committee because I was in college. Of course, that's what you're supposed to be doing. But as you get older, your brain starts thinking about things and like, wow, that actually doesn't make any sense anymore. And then some people it still makes sense to. So, you know, it's hard to, if something doesn't make sense to you, it's hard to defend it. You know, so other people, if it's your idealism and you can defend it that way, that's great. But there's stuff I just doesn't make sense to me. So that's just why I am, you know, I would just classify myself as a, like, I'm not, like, for example, if I would rather have Ron DeSantis run here. But no matter, it's like we're at a point now, unless the Democrats put somebody up to run that was literally like a Joe Manchin type, you could almost see like, okay, he's the kind of guy who is right in the middle, and, you know, that might be somebody that would work. You know, I'm just saying. But when you get these so far extremes, it's crazy. But like, Everybody nowadays just votes for the party that they believe in, not the people anymore. And that's why I always wish somebody like Mike Rowe would run for president. I mean, he was on Tucker Carlson again tonight talking about jobs and how there's so many jobs out there for so many people, and they're high-paying jobs, but nobody wants to do them. And that's where we're at here. And here's what I want. Wouldn't you love to have somebody as a president that everybody likes? Like you like him, but you might not agree with him, but you just like the person. Like nobody likes Biden. Okay, there isn't a soul that likes Biden, even the people that work for him. And there's not one person on the left that likes Trump. Okay, they all hate his guts. Okay, but nobody likes these people. But Mike Rowe is one of the greatest. I mean, if you're ever bored one day, go over to Mike Rowe's Facebook page and listen to when he has his mom on sometimes. Listen to just the way he talks about things. It's so pragmatic and just like this guy makes good decisions, right? I'm sure he's got skeletons. Everybody's got a skeleton. But man, this guy is absolutely incredible. And I just keep thinking to myself, wouldn't that be amazing to have a person like Mike Rowe as president who speaks so clearly with the greatest voice you could ever imagine. He's the voice of Deadliest Catch. He does the Dirty Job show. Great speaker, great reader. I mean, when he reads, he's there, man. He's in that thing. And everybody likes him. It's like, isn't that what we kind of need? And somebody that just is pragmatic, not these slick-ass politicians making little moves on the side and doing this and that and the other thing. Yeah, I think he's back doing dirty jobs again. He didn't do it for a while, but. Yeah, the Democratic Party is just far left now in general. But they're doing the same thing. Like people that are Democrats, they're going to have to keep voting for the more left they get. You got to keep voting because that's your party, right? So the right is the same. When you keep getting people that are more and more like extreme and right, you're sort of left there. See, what would be great is if other people ran in the. I know. Here's what sucks is when somebody jumps in and like Manchin's thinking of running as a independent person. So he would take a lot of votes away, but it's scary when you have these independents. They have no chance of winning almost ever. But what they do is they siphon off. That's what happened to George Bush Sr. his first time, is he had Ross Perot in there. And Perot, most of the people that voted for him, their second choice would have been Bush, not Clinton, right? So that's the only reason Bill Clinton was president, was because Ross Perot ran that year. Yeah. And so Reagan was the last time we had a president where almost everybody liked, even if you didn't agree with him. I mean, it's true, right? I mean, that was, 40-something years ago? Everybody didn't like Obama. There's not a chance in hell. And definitely not everybody liked Trump. I mean, there's no way in hell that happened. And almost nobody likes Biden, but they sort of have to like him if you're on that side. I mean, he's just been an abysmal. And by the way, I don't know if you saw it today. They did a retrospective on the pulling out of the troops out of Afghanistan, and the whole report blamed Trump. Even though Biden had been president for 7 months, when they pulled him out, of course, everything bad that happens it's true, everybody. Everything bad that happens under the Biden administration is Trump's fault. It's never a decision that he makes. It's always his fault. Just like the economy was George Bush Senior, George Bush, the second Bush. It's always his fault when the economy went down. How come it's just who's ever the president, it's your fault? Okay? That's how it works. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. Why is it? Doesn't that make you frustrated, you guys? I mean, even if you're whatever side you're on the left or right, doesn't it frustrate you that the report comes out and it blames Trump? Even if you're on the left, doesn't that bother you that it blamed him, even though Biden was there for 7 months prior? It should, because it's just so unethical and not accurate. And they were proud of how they pulled out of there. Oh, they had to do it. They had to. Yeah, they put us in a bad position. So it was horrifically done. It was insane how they got out. The kids were hanging from the wheels of jets and falling on the ground, trying to get the hell out of there. Okay, it was horrendous. Now, every time I ever have these kind of conversations, I always get these people that just start unsubscribing immediately because, I don't agree, Grant. I don't like you anymore. I gotta go. Well, bye-bye, okay? I'm so sick of not just being able to say what I feel. The thing is, I get to say what I feel. What I hate is that there's always ramifications from a bunch of weak people who have to unfriend and unlike people because they didn't say exactly what you said. Now they'll go, well, God, Gray, you do that all the time. If somebody disagrees, you... Look at, when somebody disagrees with me, they stay in the chat. Here's when they don't stay in the chat. When I disagree and they go, well, F you, Gray. You're always a pile of shit. Boom, you're gone. Okay? That's just how it works. 100%. Yeah, well, there you go, Sue. But they won't say that on the news. You can forget that. You'll never hear that on the news. Cat grip that is full of. What are you talking about, Tandy? I don't think there's a bunch of. I mean, there's a lot of people don't like Trump. Okay. They hate his guts, actually, and that's why all these things are going on right now. I guarantee it, if you had the same zealousness of a prosecution, that they could have gone after Bill Clinton for so many things. Hillary Clinton, she was told to turn in the server that she illegally put, and then she ended up smashing her cell phones with a hammer, deleting all this stuff that they wanted. The lawyers filtered out stuff that they claimed were just family things. I mean, give me a break, everybody. All of it is bullshit. So what they've done is you just don't prosecute presidents and people running for office for sort of, these things because it makes our country look shitty. Okay? That's why they haven't done it. But now it's just this pound of flesh that they've wanted for so long. They can't wait to see Orange Man in an orange jumpsuit. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, Tandy. You sound like you're just oblivious to what people were talking about. Your brain didn't function quite correct up there. Yeah, the war crimes, jeez. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would say the stuff that people wouldn't like about Trump were things like, he's always on Twitter, just kind of spitballing things out there when there's moments where you need like really clarity and, just stuff. But you got to admit, like he got the vaccines created that actually helped protect people. He did the warp speed on that. The ones that the left, while they were being created, said they wouldn't take because it was under the Trump administration. Oh my God, they must be poisonous. And then as soon as Biden gets in the office, oh, man, these are the greatest vaccine in the world. Look how we've rolled them out really quickly, and we just got them out there. Didn't that frustrate you guys, just listening to that? When they hated the vaccines until Trump got out, then the same vaccines were awesome, and then they overdid the vaccine thing where they were like locking down everybody and doing this and that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Oregon makes voting kind of easy though. Like they do vote by mail. I'm totally for voting by mail, but I think you get the mail and you have the 2 envelopes, you have to sign it, you send it in. But there's got to be a better way of like verifying, like, I don't know. Because I mean, sometimes I wonder, man, if somebody else got my ballot, wouldn't they just be able to fill that all out and just pretend it's a signature? Does anybody really give a shit what my signature was? So it is a little weird, because if somebody else got my ballot, they could have just filled it out, signed it. There's no ID requirement or anything. You just sign it, fill it out, and send it in. And I would have been like, hey, where's my ballot? And then would they really have checked to see when I got a new one? Did it duplicate another one? I mean, those are the things. That's why sometimes the in-person, but it's so freaking slow with those lines. So maybe there could be a way where you take a picture of yourself with your ID as you're sending it in or something. I don't know. Like most people have cell phones now, but we're not snowflakes. I thought you said up above that we hated Trump. I mean, some people in here hate Trump. I don't hate the people that hate Trump. I think a lot of people hate him because they don't like what he does or how he is. Or I think like a lot of the hate for him, though, was built on false information that was put in the media over and over. And I mean, how much time did CNN and MSNBC spend on the Russian collusion? That never happened. It was all fake. Every bit of that. It's been proven. So how much time was spent on that where people were like, oh my God, this guy's working with Putin, man. Oh God, well, guess what? Putin wasn't attacking Ukraine, was he, at the time? Yeah. Well, I'm just joining. Yeah, well, what you said up above, though, doesn't match what you just said. Unless I completely misread what you said up above. Wait, did I finally find a chat group that isn't full of Trump haters? Oh, I thought you said it was full of Trump haters. Sorry about that. I did misread what you're saying based on your next comment. I realized that. Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, doesn't it bother you that the media was selling, and also the Hunter Biden laptop, a real thing that was really his, and it was really known, and the media and everybody else completely ignored it. Like they just went, oh yeah, it's fake. And you would actually get banned from Twitter. See what I'm saying? You get banned from Twitter if you mentioned it. And it's like, is that fair? I mean, it was real. It really was Hunter Biden's laptop. And I guess on a poll, that 17% of the people would have voted the other way if they had known that that was real. It just shows you these things aren't done accidentally. They knew that that would be a huge problem, and it would lead to other things. Yeah. Well, it's so easy to mail them in, but man, when you think about it, it's so easy. If somebody else had my ballot, why couldn't they could have just faked my signature? I doubt anybody's really looking at the signature when I send it in. They just check to see if there's one on it. They don't have a card that they go, oh wait, that doesn't look like the one that was. Yeah, well, my thing is people like Biden's the president, so he's not going to be. I don't know what it is, but it's just sort of been a long practicing thing. Even Nixon, I mean, my God, the guy that recorded secretly communications, he didn't get charged with the damn thing. And it's just, we do that because you try not to be political. When right now, Trump has entered into the 2024 election cycle. And then all of a sudden, he's being brought up on charges. Doesn't that just absolutely slap? And that's just like what they do in El Salvador, or, you know, these countries out there that just, you know, arrest their political opponents. That's what it feels like. And it feels like that to people that are on the right, because that's what they feel like. I guarantee it. If, let's say Trump was last year, when Biden put his name into the hat, if Trump's prosecutor arrested Joe Biden and for the laptop stuff, put him in there, they all would have just went nuts if that happened. The left would have. It would have been on every show. Oh my God, this is a political prosecution. This is horrible. This is like the Nazi Germany. It's Saddam Hussein. Right? That's what they would be saying. He's trying to take out all of his political enemies. Anyways, you probably didn't sign up for this part of the conversation. But anyways, I'm just saying it gets really frustrating for me as a person. I mean, there's a lot of people that I'm friends with that are Democrats, and you know, it just is what it is. It's hard to. I think everybody's just so dug in. They always think they have this really good argument, and I always hear it and I go, yeah, no, that's not good. It's not a good argument back. Let's see, how many have we lost now? Let's see where we're at. TV screens, we are... Oh yeah, we've lost about 6 people. We were at 107.06 something before the show started. Now at 107.055. Isn't that crazy how that works? Every time. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, remember, yeah, those impeachments? Complete garbage. Yeah, nothing to them at all. Just something to do. Just to kind of just... Or a basket of deplorables, you know. Yeah, I've seen that, Handy. It's crazy. But no, I don't want to talk about it. Because people wouldn't tend to believe it or anything, but it's real. It's a good thing, probably, that they left. I think there's a reason why Biden might have been on one of those planes. I didn't need those 6 people. Yeah, probably not. But anyways, thank you guys. Let me do the spin now. A spin for a... I'm going to do the free cart mug with a sketch tonight. Okay, that's what's going on. The generous freak mug. Hopefully I have everybody in here. Things were moving by so fast. I probably don't. So don't feel bad or anything. Or how about this? You guys want me to give away memberships instead? Like 5? How about 5? I'll do 5 memberships. If you guys want me to do that instead of the chance at a free cart mug. Yeah, let's do a poll here. 5 memberships, 1 free art mug. All right, here we go. There's the poll question for you. Well, thanks, Holly G, for keeping my spirits up tonight. I appreciate it. And thank you very much for everybody who is supporting, especially Quietly Frozen again. Very kind. Thank you very much. All right, how many people are still watching here? Yeah, make sure to hit that like button. All right, let's do it. Let me do the... looks like most people want to give away. Very cool. I have to actually I have to go out to my shows. That's how far it was behind. You see how it just was talking about Quietly Frozen right there? All right, here we go. Oops. Membership gifting. There we go. And by the way, we also gave $500 earlier, if you just got here, to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And here we go. Here's some 5 memberships. Let's see what happens. Chris 22, Elaine. Hey, thanks a lot, Quietly Frozen. You're always, some nights you come through and it's like, we made it to the level tonight. So Suzanne Sprague, these are everybody on the left just won. I don't know. Yeah, Chris 22. I thought you already were a channel member. Elaine, is that Elaine Tolling? Harpy Marple, Midwest Girl, Suzanne Sprague. No, it's okay. I don't really care. See, here's the thing is I don't care what anybody is. I mean, we're all friends in here. That's why I'm saying it's like Thanksgiving dinner. Like my 2 parents are Democrats, but they voted for Bush and everything because they have said that the Democratic Party left them a long time ago, where it's just so crazy on the left, And then my my stepbrother's a Democrat. My Grant, my brother's a Democrat. They're just liberal thinkers. So I sit around and, we just have and my dad, he switches back and forth depending on who's ever talking. It's crazy, so. I liked Bush. I thought he didn't bother me a bit. But if people politically, there's stuff that they didn't like, but a lot of times they just didn't like him because when they watch CNN or MSNBC, they always had these certain things that they would say, and over time, a lie told often enough becomes the truth. Yeah, that's how it works. And thank you, freaks, for allowing and supporting the channel. Allow us to give away those memberships and to donate $500 to Nick Mech tonight. Huh? Where do I go to look and see which checking? I don't know. I think you go up to your Google account. So you just go up to your Google and see what's happening. So look, we covered 3 hours of cases with a little drama in the middle there. But then we had about 30-something minutes of political conversations. I hope that's not something that's shitty. I'm sorry that for the ones that are, hardcore lefties, that it doesn't fit what you wanted to hear and the excitement that everybody seemed to have when Trump got arrested. But I think it's an absolute dark day for, not because, oh my God, a person did all these bad things, so he was arrested. It's a dark day to even have done to arrest him. Okay? Because the charges that they did are just ludicrously lame. I mean, even CNN's saying that. So it's just, man, we look so bad. I mean, when you have these other countries saying, don't lecture us again about arresting political opponents, you just did it. That's bad. That's just such a bad look. Yep. Yeah, that was a pretty good evening. And sorry for the drama earlier. And sorry for saying that Zozo's, what she said was dumb. I wasn't saying she's dumb. I obviously don't think she's dumb at all. I think she's very intelligent. But, that comment was just like, what do you mean I wouldn't cover it? Made me feel sort of shitty. Like, you didn't think that I would cover a case where these 2 guys who are actually pedophiles pretending to be gay lovers adopt male children so they can sexually assault them and then pimp out their kids to other would-be pedophiles. I mean, my God, that's sick. Yeah, you weren't here, Cindy? Jeez. Man. But anyways, thank you guys very much for being here and supporting the channel. We'll see you tomorrow. I guess in the morning we'll be doing the trial of Letitia Stalk. And now I have it set up a little better. I bought a speaker that I can monitor over there instead of over here. And got the mic set up there. We'll do the dog camera on the brakes. You know, it's just a great time. Excellent. Okay, everybody, we'll see you tomorrow. And, as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4.
Gosh, Gray, your nose sounds stuffy.
Well, so does yours, Mary Lou. That's weird. We both have colds on the same day. Time, I have not.
That is weird, Gray.
That is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a spectre if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector
is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a protector.
Fool deflector,
interceptor, and I'll mean a
inspector with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I have a temper for conjecture.
I have no agenda. I'm a pretender. And I'll sell it to you straight without a blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send you
on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll
And
just
some
get
of
right
you,
back to work. All right,
you make shit up.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, everybody? Listen, listen, listen.
And some of you, you make shit up.
Hey, you know what we should do? Let's do. We got to do one of our old flybys again. I just thought of that right now. I think that's always a good way when you have the shitty Thanksgiving dinner moment. Here, let me get my everything set up over here. Hold on a second. Furious Freaks. Here we go. Let me turn off all this stuff. Places, border, roads. There we go. You see that one? Yeah!
That was awesome, Gray! Bye.
Okay, Mary Lou.
Thanks, Grady. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You're welcome, Mary Lou. Are you drinking?
Well, I got a couple pops.
By pops, you mean vodka and orange juice?
Well, yeah, but you know.
Oh, boy. Okay. Wow. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for the eventful night. Thought it was pretty interesting. You know, but yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? Have a great evening, everybody.
Are you leaving, Grant? I thought you were going to do one more time around. Gee.
No, I'm not.
Okay, good night.
All right, see you later, Mary Lou. And thank you, everybody, again. We'll see you tomorrow. And be safe out there.
Are you still there, everybody?
The show was over, Mary Lou. The show was over.
I know, but I just love everybody so much. I wanted to stay around. Gee.
Oh, my God. Go get mushy somewhere else. All right, see you later. Wow. Be safe out there.
Yeah, everybody, be safe, okay?